Oh my goodness. Hello everyone. I hope you guys are seeing me. Josephine, Biobi Show, wait no more. I am here. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. Are you guys hearing me at all? Let me try to pin this link. Is anybody hearing me? Yes, we are here. Okay. Where is the link I dropped? Let me pin it on. Pin. Aha. Because this one I'm using my phone today. I don't want to be going back and front to copy link. Hello, Maggie Space. Thanks for coming. I'm coming to come and call the name properly. I'm coming. To come and welcome you guys properly because you all deserve a very warm welcome from me. Okay. Okay. The first person I'm seeing here is you guys should not mind me. How is this thing here itself? I'm coming. Let me look for something to wage it up. Don't try me. I think it's better this way. Don't follow. Okay. Welcome. I'm seeing Archangeli, Josephine Adeniji, Iman Essen, Biobi Show, Time Out with Family, Pretty Matey VGH, Miss Perry Blessing, Mommy Mercy, Novegaster, Sylvia Barnes Lifestyle, US, Maggie Space. Thank you all for coming. Much love to you all. Oh, see your fine face. Hey, family. Don't flatter me. Don't let me start on family. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. I see you all, my YTC family. You guys are welcome on board. I wasn't seeing your face, but it's very clear now. Okay, yeah. I have to change it because I forgot to press in where my picture is supposed to enter. So that is why was already shared. Oh, thank you so much, Ma Mercy. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, thank you. Chimo, this one I'm using small phone today. I hope I'm not going to miss out on my guests too. Okay, I should keep an eye on it so that I will not miss it. We love you. We love you. Okay, thank you guys so much. So the topic we are talking about today is what is the purpose of marriage and what marriage is all about. So I just want each and every one of us. That is why I invited my co-host. I don't know, she will be here I can hear us. Okay, thank you very much. She will be here any moment from now. So before she come, she's a person that has been long also in marriage. So that is why I invited her to come and give us that elderly mentality. Is it mentality? Should I call it mentality or elderly advice about marriage? So before she come, let me just ask the question that I I I write out so that we can trash it out together. So I'll pin down the link in case any one of you want to come up and share your knowledge with us. So the first one I will be asking here is what is the purpose of women being created? What is the purpose of woman being created? Fami, I know you hear am yesterday when we were from Daddy Bella. You go learn your lesson now and behave. No, don't report me. You know me now. So the first question I will be asking is, what is the purpose of women being created? So share your thoughts in the comment section. Hello, Moment with Diva. Thank you so much, Moment with Diva, for coming. At Pretty May, I thought you were married. Eh? Where are the married couples? Come out to come and share. Oh, Rosie Cash, thank you so much for coming. So, guys, I've dropped down the link. So, or if you want, if you prefer to write it out on the comment section, do so. If you want to come up here and, at times, not at times for me, speaking is much better than writing, because writing takes a lot of time for you to finish writing. So, the first question here is, what is the purpose of woman being created? What is the purpose of woman being created? So, guys, thank you so much, Rosie, for sharing. Mega love shout out to you. Thank you so much. So, guys, just share your thoughts here with me. What is the purpose of woman being created? What is the purpose? I really want to know the purpose of woman being created. I want to know the reason why. Jolly said woman was created to be a helper to a man. To be a helper, what type of, did I write anything out like that? What type of help do you mean? What type of help? Because in society today, they say women are not just meant to stay at home. Women are meant to also go and work to support the family. Is it just to support a helper in terms of staying at home, taking care of the family, or generally? I know support means generally maybe providing for the family as well. Maybe the man is not what the man is doing is not catering enough for the family. Woman is also there to help out. Pretty messy moment with Diva. Be a fool before. I don't understand. Moment with Diva. Be a fool before I come for you. Ah. So, guys, share your thoughts, share your thoughts, share your thoughts, share your thoughts. If you want to come up here, the link is being pinned down there. Just come up. Woman was created to help, support, and complement a man. Okay, women are being okay. Women in general, yeah, they are being created to help, support, and complement a man. Do a woman also need a compliment? A woman, did they need compliment as well or not? Am I missing out on the chat? Okay, Timer say, hello, sis Rosie. Moment say, pretty maid, ta, I'm coming for you. Wait there. Hello, be yourself. Thank you so much, be yourself, for coming. Sorry, I'm just seeing the chat now. I'm using another phone to control the chat because I'm using my phone directly to do the live stream. So everything now look very small. Ewo, Moment say I'm not a woman. Why? Diva, why are you not a woman? Are you a man? Please, guys, come up here and share your thoughts. What is the purpose of woman being created? If this is just what you people have to share in this first question, let me move to the second one. The second one says, why did God created woman from man's rib? Why did God created woman from man's rib? Why didn't he just create woman directly, just like the way he created man? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you want to come up, please do so. Women are to support with providing for the family, motivate, pray, encourage, and take care of the house. Okay, coming from Pretty May. Diva, not laugh. Share your thoughts with us. You are a woman, be it married, single, or whatever. You are a woman. Share. You must have heard something from your pastor that your pastor shared. So you guys should share something. Why did God created woman from the ribs of a man? Why didn't he just create woman directly, just like he created a man? Hello, Irene JU. Thank you so much for coming. Supreme I. Supreme I cannot see Irene JU here. Oh. Thank you so much for coming. So, guys, share your thought. Why did God create woman from the ribs of a man? Why didn't he create woman directly, just like he created a man? Moment and diva. He said, "You are a wife material, babe. Correct, babe. Correct answer." MSA, make married women answer for us. So nobody know it all. Amen. You must have had something from your pastor, your married relatives, or your parents as well. So come and share one of those knowledge with us. Supreme I can see everyone. Oh, yes, so me myself, I can see Supreme I here. Time as a compliment, I mean, is to balance the man. Yes, man without a woman is not complete, sis. I'm learning what I'm learning. What do you want me to do now? To contribute. Yes, I want you to contribute as well. Pretty basic moment with Diva is married and she doesn't want to talk. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Thank you so much, Moment with Cotty. Thank you so much, Mommy, for coming. Mega love shout out to you. So, guys, share your thoughts. The first one is, what is the purpose of woman being created? And the second question now is, why did God created woman from the ribs of man? Why? Why didn't he? Why didn't is God a man or a woman? Don't have this funny question again, no? Everyone now believe us. Oh, Chimo, using your phone is kind of difficult. Oh, Mommy, I'm not seeing you, oh, my mercy. Hey, God of mercy. Post add me, I'm waiting. Oh, God, oh. Who send me make I use my phone? Oh, okay, try come up again. I'm not just seeing it like at all. Women need women need man, and men need women. It is a collective effort. Just do what works best for you. Okay, coming from be yourself. Okay, I can see Irene now, but I didn't see Mommy Mercy.
I said I can't drop my 2K.
I hope you guys are hearing Irene. Oh. Let me
Can you guys
hide
hear
my
me?
voice. I can hear you, but it's so tiny, tiny, tiny.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Am I loud enough?
Are you guys hearing Irene very well from the background? Please, if you
You
can
said it
hear her,
doesn't
just
work.
say yes. Don't say
Am I
yes if you
clear
guys
enough?
can hear her clearly.
Is it clear or no clear?
It's like we are talking from afar.
Eh.
Yes. Okay,
Okay,
they
let me
say
go
they
out
can
and
hear
come
you.
back.
They said they can hear you. Maybe it's just a problem from my side then.
Okay. Because I can hear an echoing from your side. Are you using two phones? Maybe you should mute one.
Every other ones that I'm using are mute. No problem. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay, the first question you asked, you said
What is the purpose
what?
of woman being created?
When you come born now, what will be our work?
Okay, make we come born.
When, when I come born, and they
Okay.
quench wahala now to come and reduce stress of man. That is the woman's duty. That's why we're created.
Mm,
To come and build homes, to make homes. That's what God created
okay.
us for. That's the sole purpose of coming of God creating woman. Waiting be our work is to come and quench the man's stress and then make family. Where there is war, we make peace.
Somebody
Where
on
there
the
is
background say,
problem, we cool it.
no be make we come born, oh Irene.
Now, waiting we come to do now. Waiting past that one.
Now family said not be make we come born no. Now make we come do waiting again no.
Wetin wan come do again abeg? Na make we come born. Put peace for where peace suppose dey. Quench
Yeah.
fire. Oh yeah, e be like I go out come in again because e be like your network no. I dey hear myself from the
Okay.
side.
Do go out and come back again. Let me see if it will be better. Yeah. So guys, not be only born no. Yeah, I know. Okay, is marriage all about giving birth? Because the reason why I'm asking this question, I've seen couples. I've seen couples. They both decided not to have children, like at all. But in our own society where I will start sharing about marriage topic when I get married. Hey, now pretty maybe this one so I catch you red-handed. Pretty may you see yourself. Pretty may say she will start sharing about marriage topic when she gets married. Wow. Bashiba Makina, hello. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. And thank you for the thumbs up. Okay, guys, the reason why I asked this question is marriage all about having children? Because in our okay, let me say Nigeria. I know most Africans do this as well. When a lady has gotten to that age of getting married and the lady haven't brought any man home, the mother would be like, eh, you are now getting to the age, oh, you are not ripe. Okay, let me use that simple word. You are not ripe, oh, please go and bring, okay. Whoa.
Hi guys.
Hey, yo.
Welcome to our channel.
Be careful, they go fire you today again. Hey, yo.
They never fire me.
Hey,
So
yo.
talk about that one that you said he's married about having children.
Yes.
There's an echo. This is from your end.
Let me try mute my mic then. Maybe it's coming from my
Oh hello. Hey, it
Can
feels
you
better.
guys hear me now?
Yeah, it feels so I bet sorry, I want to talk about sharp. Marriage is not about having children. No, now where would they get them wrong? Our parents in the past, these were the mistakes they made, and that's why most children are where they are today. They know they go forward, they know they go backward. They just feel like make her marry, make her born children, make my children build house for me. They know they consider their own life. They don't think of they want to take care of themselves. They want to have that good life after marriage. You understand? So they made that mistake of make we bring children, make children take care of us. Sometimes these children, whether they even bring to take care of them, they've not given these children any life. Some end up armed robbers, prostitutes. Competition will come too much. When they see others doing well, they want to impress just because they feel they have parents they want to take care of. So marriage is not about having children. And they talk about with vaccination. It's not about having children. If in fact in marriage, if you cannot take care of children, don't go and marry. If you don't have plans how you want your children's life to go, you don't bring them. The people that have the mentality of God will take care of, God will take care, God will take care of, but we too we have a lot of role to play so that the love will be complete. You cannot have children and you can't give them good accommodation, good school, good meal, and all of that is wrong. We have come to a place where
excuse me. Isaac, is it Ajegbe? Sorry if I murder your name. I'm not seeing you here. I didn't see you here to add, please.
I think that
Just
very blessed.
Is it Josephine? The person said I should add him or her, but I'm not seeing any other person yet to add. Or did I do anything that? Okay, go ahead, go ahead. Maybe if I see her, we just ask her. Is the background still echoing?
Yes, when you echoes, when you remove it.
I don't.
Okay, so yeah, that is me. I'm talking from life experience. So it takes grace of God for you to bring children into the world and they become whatever thing or what God have wanted or planned for them to be. It takes extra grace of God. It's only few. A lot of them fall out of the way. It's not everybody that have strength to go through life, or hold on with what life just brings to them. You understand? So parents should remove the mentality of I want to go into marriage to bring children. No, if you are not balanced, don't bring children. Don't bring children. Don't come and cause, because this is why we are where we are today. A lot of problem here and there because of lack of planning. I beg, I go leave Irene for this table. Make she just finish work. I know say she fit do this one, but let us
Now you
not
sabi
marry.
o.
Before you go,
Complete your talk.
before you go, wait, before you go, let me. I don't know why the background is echoing, so I have to be muting and unmuting myself. So, is every couple that got married, and is it a must for them to have children?
It's a must. It's understandable. No must. A lot
But
of
I
things
was
are
listening
Why the
to
thing
this,
dey
if and
echo?
even people around us have made it a
Why
must.
you dey
If
echo?
maybe
The
if
echo is too much.
they don't know, because they don't know what the couples have planned to do in their marriage. Maybe they just got married and they haven't started bearing children, or they have planned that they will not have children at all. People will start gossiping. The parents will start. Okay, she's here now. The parents will start complaining. It's been a year now. It's been 6 months now. It's been 6 years now that you got married. You haven't
Simply,
been
your
any.
mic is not moving. Check what is
parents
going
take
on.
care of them now. This one,
Simply,
the other one. See, that's why we need to have money in
check
marriage.
what is causing your mic. It's noisy.
Let me mute my mic so that you guys can talk.
Simply,
Ayi
your
Kitchen, thank
mic.
you for coming. Thank you so much. My mic is giving problem at the background, so I
Okay.
have to be muting it and unmuting myself.
That's
Sorry.
why we need to have money in marriage. Do you understand? Most of the time, when parents come to do all of those drama, is when most of the time they have a say in your home. So,
Hallelujah. So,
So I want to ask one question. Time out. So they should not have a say in their children's home.
eh?
Can you guys hear me? So should the parents
Yes,
not
yes,
have a
I
say
can
in
hear
their children's home?
you.
The
Parents don't have
question
a say in
is,
that.
should the parents, should they not have, please mute your mic because your side too is come, there's noise coming from your side also. So are we saying the parents also should not have a say in their children's home? Because that's not the question I came up here to answer. So I'm just picking out what you said. I'm asking, time out. Are you saying a parent should not have a say in a son or in a daughter's home? Did she hear my message? The question.
Yes, I heard what you asked. You asked
Okay.
if a parent should have a say in the children's home. Oga, the Bible says
Yes.
a man should leave his family and cleave to the wife. Parents no get say for children for the new home. They don't have a say. They can only advise, but they must not tell you what to do. Parents don't have a say in children's home. They don't.
Okay. I get your message. Now, I want to also ask another question. I want to also ask another question now. Now, we are using the Western culture right now to give out this advice. But I want to come back down to Africa because I'll be full African woman. Now, I will have a say in my child's home when my child is married to a promiscuous woman. That is number one. Because I will not allow my son that has worked out so much to go and get married to a promiscuous woman and then I'll keep quiet and I'll be looking. I will have
No,
a say in
now
that
that
home
kind of
and
say.
then
No,
I will be
I mean
prayerful
this
at the
kind
same
of
time.
say is different. You are guiding. You are guiding, and before it gets to that, you won't allow it. So you are not praying that your child gets
It's the
married
same
to such
thing.
a person.
It's the same thing. We Nobody prays to get married to a criminal, but life happens to everybody. Nobody prays to get married to a murderer, but life happens to
That one are
everybody.
more like advice. No, but you cannot come and tell them, this is what the how many children you bring. Why is your wife not
No,
giving
no,
you a
no, no, no,
child?
no, no, no,
That's what
no,
I'm saying.
no,
That one is a
no.
different one.
I can't do that one, because let me, as a woman and as a mom, I took my decision on how many kids I want to have. That's because I've checked my financial ability on what I can afford for them.
Exactly.
I'm not part of those people that say God will provide. God provides doesn't mean we should not use our sense and our ideology to check our financial stability, because marriage itself is
Exactly.
expensive. Marriage itself is very, very expensive. The ceremony of marriage, the bride price of marriage is not what is the main thing. But after you are now married into the home, that is where the main game begins. That is where the real marriage starts. Give it like 2 years into the marriage, you understand that there are so many vices that comes in those 2 years. That 2 years is the time of your test and trials. Is what you are living with your husband. Challenges will arise, but how you are able to manage those challenges are the main thing. So for me, if I have a mom and my mom is still alive and I have issues, I will go and meet her. Mama, see wetin dey sup for my marriage here. I will meet her for that advice. I will even ask her if my husband is messing up. I will even ask her to help me talk to my husband.
That one day.
Correct. But not going to tell her, please, or maybe she will tell me, I want you to have 4 children. I will just, the highest thing I know I will be able to do is to explain to her that no, back then in your days, you people used to have children based on the size of your farmlands. You have children because you want them to grow up and come and help you farm on your lands. This generation is different, you know. And again, another note I want to point out is those parents back in the days were not exposed as we are now. They were not exposed at any level. They were not exposed even in their educational in terms of their education. Their education was very shallow. Even if they went to the university, what kind of lecturers were they having then? They were still having shallow lecturers who were not also exposed. So they were teaching them on the African concepts of the old. So you do not expect those kind of people to be able to understand what it means to raise children in this present age. So you, now that your parents has been able to give you that sound education, and you have met with lecturers that are exposed, you have met with friends that are exposed in terms of things like this, and you too, you have gone through your own stage in terms of attending to seminars, parenting and marriage seminars, or you have Googled things out, how you want your own life to be. If you have placed out policies, or you have placed out the goals you want to achieve with your partner. So we now are exposed. So we know let me say we know better now than our parents did when it comes to do with parenting, when it comes to do with child birth and the rest. So I came up here to answer Simply's question about why did God create woman. So that's the question I came up here to answer. So my answer is God created woman to come and be the man's helper. That is what is written in the Bible. We are the
Irene, God
subordinate.
bless you. Irene,
The
God
man,
bless you.
okay. The woman is a subordinate to her husband, meaning be submissive to your husband. The man is the head of the family, no matter how one take bend the issue. So the feminist here, make una no vex. Okay? So the woman is a subordinate to her husband. The woman is the neck, while the man is the head. That is the whole thing. The man will always remain the head of any plantation, of any castle, of anywhere. The man is the crown on the woman's head. That is it. That is why God created the woman. To come and solve stress for the man. To quench fire when there is fire in the man, the woman has to quench the fire. Where there is hot, the woman has to
Oh,
cool
Irene,
things.
you need coke now. Oh, you need coke.
So that is it. And again, to come born. So come go and follow. Make we no deceive
That
ourselves
one dey.
because we need to
No,
learn
that
to do.
one dey now. The
Eh,
other multiplication part e dey, but no be basis. E dey na branches. You fit come help man
Ejiro
and
says
choose
not
not to God.
subordinate. But what if it is not subordinate? If a woman is not a subordinate, what is she supposed to be? First of all, let's check out the meaning of subordinate. Subordinate is like an assistant. To come and assist the man. That is the meaning of subordinate. So if Ejiro is saying not subordinate, what does it mean? I want to get that clear. She's supposed to be what? To the man. She's supposed to constant for the man. She's not supposed to be subordinate. I want to know, please, you can please come up to the stream because we are not just saying this thing to ourselves. People are here to learn. So I would like to know, if the woman is not a subordinate, what is she to her husband?
Hello, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Exactly. A subordinate has to be a supporter. Yes.
My own is that the
Something.
woman is
Yes.
always a helper. It's a subordinate.
Yeah, Blessing, say something before I will ask the next question. I hope you guys can hear me now.
Yes, yes. As
I've
in
been
the
Yes,
reason
talking
I
we
so
can
came up
hear
much
is
you.
that
nonsense.
the question you asked, you say, why did God make woman from man's
From
rib?
the ribs of a man, instead of him to create women directly, just like he created the man.
That question, I don't know, but God in Bible, there's no place that will say that as in see the reason why God created woman from man's rib. So that question, there are some things in the Bible that we don't supposed to question because no one knows the heart of God. So
Somebody in the
that's
chat
why
here, sorry, okay, answer what you want to answer before we read out what somebody said.
you said what?
Say what you want to say before we read out the question somebody said here.
Okay. I said that question, so we can't answer that because the Bible does not even bring anything out from that place that this is the reason why God created a woman from the rib of man. The only thing the Bible says is that God creates woman as a helpmate to a man.
Okay, let me just say the reason why I asked this question, because somebody said because the women are being created from the ribs of a man, which means women are to be lower, to be kept lower because they are being taken from the ribs of a man.
It
So
shouldn't be like that.
No, the reason maybe what the person is trying to say is submissive, not lower. And if you also know that there are some parts of in the Bible when God says that when a woman when you are in church, you should not speak. When you get home, you ask your husband. So
blessing.
maybe that is why the person is saying that women
This
should
blessing.
be
You know,
below.
in the world that we are living today, that is why this word feminine are being rising every day.
Yeah.
Women are being classified as a weaker vessel. They don't have equal rights with men. I know women are not equal with men, but we should be treated the same because in every race there is no Jews, there is no Greek, there is no man, there is no woman. We are all the same. We should be treated the same.
Oh,
So that is why
Somebody is
I
asking
asked
a
the
in
question.
question.
Somebody is
heavenly
asking a
race,
question
if
in the
you are
chat.
talking about in heavenly race, there is nothing like this is woman or this is man. You even say on the last day,
Yes.
you will not say this is my son or this even your own child. You cannot even stand and
Simply
begin
mute
to
your
judge for
mic.
your own. That is personal. That
Thank
is
you very
personal.
much.
Let me mute
That is
my mic.
personal.
It's giving problem.
Thank you very much,
Simply,
very blessing. You see
somebody
a
Yeah,
is
good
host.
morning,
asking a question
everybody.
in the chat.
Good
Somebody is asking a
afternoon.
question in the chat.
All
Somebody is
right,
asking a
we'll
question in
we'll
the
come
chat.
to that.
The
We'll
person is
come to that
confused.
question, please. Hello, Simply Love. God bless you for accommodating all of this talks, and shout out to you, Time Out with Family. Shout out to you, Irene JU. Shout out to you, Perry Blessing, for coming up to give this support. I hope you guys can hear me.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Wow.
All right,
People's
good.
ideology, sha. Now wow.
Thank you so
Boy,
much
boy.
for coming up
So
to
there is no
support
marriage in
Simply
heaven.
Love.
For real?
And also, Simply Love, I want to say thank you for the support yesterday alongside Perry Blessing, Irene JU. Thank you for the support yesterday coming up on the stream. Okay. I've been hearing a lot of things, and I'd like to address something that called my attention when Irene said subordinate. Now, someone said not subordinate, someone said support. Yeah, both subordinate and support, they have a close meaning. They're like synonyms. Now, from the dictionary I have here, the word subordinate is talking about placed in a lower class or rank or position. Now, it also says submissive or inferior to, controlled by authority. So, in this sense, if we want to listen to what Irene was saying, it depends. When you want to analyze a word that was used in a sentence, you need to take it and find how it is linked to the subject, which tells you that Irene is right, because Irene is talking about superiority, rank, position. So now God deals with hierarchy. God does not go against hierarchy. When Jesus came to the earth, Jesus kept on saying, my Father, my Father, my Father.
Yes. Yes.
Jesus kept on referring to the Father. Now, Jesus had a lot of disciples. He had the first set, which is the 12 that you and I all know that are most popular. It didn't mean he didn't have other disciples. So the way God deals with his things, God deals in hierarchies. Now, if you relate that to where he said he made man in his own image. Now, what is the word image? The word image is like a prototype, like a sample. So, which tells us that he made us in his own image in terms of authority, in terms of power, in terms of activity, in terms of thinking. Now, animals cannot create, but we human beings have the possibility to create. Now, I know somebody will go to where he says, but rats dig holes and make it their house, or bird makes nests and make it their houses. Yes, that's the limit they can get to. But when we say creation, creation is something that amazes you in your fellow race as a human being. Now, when those birds create their nest, another fellow bird can come and sleep there and is not amazed that this one did more than me. No, they don't have that sense. They don't have that level of thinking. So God made us in his own image. That is why we can create. Now, it is in the word of God there written. It says, wives, be submissive unto your husbands as the
Oh.
husbands, as Christ is, as the church submits to Christ, who is the head of the church. Now, all of us on Sunday, we dress in our fine dresses and we go to church, dance, shout, praise, and all that and all that. That is a prototype of what is supposed to be happening in the family. That is the value you are supposed to give your husband. Now, when you give that value to your husband, the husband is supposed to give back the value when it said in the word of God, husbands, love your wives as Christ
Correct.
loved the
Love
church.
the church. Thank you.
It is
Chai.
very,
Thank you.
very clear. Except you want to tell me, I've heard somebody tell me everything in the Bible was written by a man. You don't imagine, you don't talk like that. Now, somebody said something like, because a woman was created from the rib of a man, that is the more reason why a man shouldn't hit his wife. Because his wife is a very important part of him. Now, the rib is by the side, which tells you the function of the woman is to always stand by the man in every situation. Not the man sitting on top of the woman, and not the man taking control of the woman and making her, turning her to a slave.
You talk well.
Now,
God bless
you.
Now, this is where a fault comes in. If these two people do not understand their responsibilities, misunderstanding comes in. That is why I tell people, it is not about the love. The love has its own part to play, but understanding is very, very important.
Yes.
Now, this thing they call feminist or whatever they call it is because they are refusing to accept the fact that the man is the head.
Yes.
There is no way you want to talk about it. It has been recorded. There are things, when it gets to a level, a woman can never attempt what that man is doing. Okay, let's go into the world now.
You are speaking well.
Let's go into the world now. In terms of inventions, how many women have you heard created inventions or invented a thing? In terms of breaking records, how many women have broken records? I'm talking about the ratio. I did not say women have not invented. I'm talking.
Me, I invented copy and paste.
Irene. Now, look at something in the YTC family,
are good, so that people will learn. People supposed to learn. Women, we should learn. We should stop beating around the bush. We should stop fighting what is not possible. Yes, that's the truth.
Now,
we should follow
one thing is also this thing. When some women have more than the men, this thing is also the problem. Why some women don't want to submit. They think they are the man of the house.
Let me tell you about that one. Now, if a woman has more than the man, it means God has given her enough to support that man. The woman cannot use. Let me tell you.
Down to understanding still. If the woman has that understanding that the man is the head, anything when he gets, you go present and go round.
But some women don't want to accept. That's why you see all this family of a thing. They don't want to accept. They will be behaving like man.
Let me tell you something.
Correct.
Yes. The reason why some women behave like men is this: expectations that they are hoping to get from the man is not coming forth. That the man is cheating in terms of not bringing out what he has to support. Another thing is pride. The way the woman was brought up. Another thing is peer group. The kind of friends the woman roll around with. All these things matter. Now, let me tell you something. If you have read about the virtuous woman in the Bible, that is how a woman is supposed to be the what's this thing? The pride of the man. That when the woman walks around.
Please hold on, please. Somebody is dropping a negative message here in the comment section. The person's name is Random YouTube Video said you are screwed in your mindsets. What does that mean, please? And who is this person that just wrote this kind of a thing on somebody's live stream? Please take that message off. Please take that message off. take that message off this live stream. If you have a negative mindset of what you are hearing here, if you do not want to learn, if you are a feminist, you can please leave the live stream and go and rest. If you don't want to learn
No,
as a
no, no,
Christian and as a
Irene,
child of God, you can
Irene,
leave the live stream. How can you write that kind
Irene,
of a thing on somebody's live stream?
Irene, Irene, don't
That is wrong now.
worry. You don't see, let me tell you something, ideas will come. This talk, they say, is cheap, but in every nonsense that every word you hear and you call nonsense,
There is
remember
sense
that
in
when you spell the word nonsense, sense was invented before the nonsense. So the non is secondary.
Yes.
So you can simply take away the non and choose the sense. It's only making it clear to me of the way the person thinks. So it's okay. Let the person continue saying it. I know I'm not screwed. I'm speaking. It's what is helping me in my marriage.
Of course.
I have
Of
experienced
course.
other people's marriage. Let me tell you something. When I don't have, I said this in times and
Black
times
money,
without number.
I've heard black money, I've
My
heard.
wife defends me. My wife can defend me to the fullest.
Black money, I've heard. Oh, I've heard.
No matter how small,
Okay, oh, black money.
no matter how small it is. Now that is she performing her duties in terms of when the man is not able to afford at that moment. She is supporting. Now there are times that before I even come back from work, she has gone to buy everything, she has made everything and is available. Now in my own conscience, when I'm coming back the next day, why won't I buy them ice cream, cakes, or bread and all those things to make them feel happy?
Oh,
Now, let me tell you something. If a woman has more money than a man, I bet it with you, she cannot put the money in good use compared to the man when it comes to the project of the family. Now, when I say the word project, it means in terms of moving the ministry of the family to the next level. Because if she does it alone on her own, she will default, she will have issues. Because it is
Is
not
that
her
correct?
role to move
Okay.
the family in that direction. Now, we did a
Excuse me, sir.
movie.
Sorry, I don't. Like, for example, now, is it good for a woman to borrow her husband money? For example, maybe you just use it to do things for the family, and after the man come back and he asks for the money, say, "Give me my money."
Perry Blessing, first of all, I don't know if you are using a Bluetooth or something.
When you said
Wait, there's a
welcome, Josie.
a woman cannot make good use of money the way a man does. It's not every woman. And it's
you
not
didn't get
every
the
woman that
statement.
makes good use of money in the family.
Simply love.
So the
You
thing
didn't
is,
get my statement clear.
hope my noise is not disturbing. Let me mute it again. Is it disturbing?
Oh,
No, your voice is not disturbing. Your voice is not disturbing.
Okay
no,
now.
there's a recall back. There's a return back.
Yes.
It's my
There is
Please,
a
let's
return
mute
back.
our mics.
It's my own. Let me mute.
Okay, simply
Okay.
love. What I said is this: if a woman has so much money, she cannot make a good use of that money in terms of projects that has to move the family to the next level. There's a three dots at the end. Let me tell you what that three dots is. Without agreeing with the husband. I didn't say a woman
Women, they boss
cannot make
comment
good use
section.
of money. I didn't say a woman cannot make good use of money. Women
Women, they
are
boss
good
comment section.
when it comes to household. Irene, let me explain something. You see, God is so wise that he divided these functions, these responsibilities. When it comes into use of money in the house, God has given the woman this grace on how to take care of the home. That is the home, catering wise, um,
The whole home front, everything about the home. The woman is smart with that.
the
The woman knows
things
what to do.
inside the home. You understand?
Yeah.
Sorry, I need to check something out. I don't know why my gen is going off. Why is it going off? No,
Okay, check
it
it out.
shouldn't.
Check it out.
Okay. So,
Okay.
sorry, I got it clear. So, like now, when there is money for the house, the man's own duty is how do we move the family to the next level? Like now, if they're in a rented apartment, the next thing you should be thinking is, okay, how do we get our own site? Make things available
Why
for the
it's
children's
not
school
all
fees.
it's not all men, no. In some cases,
Wait,
women people plan better in that aspect than
time
men.
out.
In
Wait
some cases.
now. I'm explaining responsibilities. I'm not saying who does it well. I'm explaining responsibilities. That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
Now,
random,
it is the
random.
duty of a man.
This thing you
It is
made
the
a
duty
point
of a
there.
man. It is the duty of a man to take the family to the next level. Now, the man cannot do that alone. He needs the support of the wife, either emotionally, financially, in every areas, because the two of them are partners in building that family. So men have the grace of tough and thorough endurance carrying the whole family on them. Now, when it comes to the woman has this catering, emotion, um, taking care of the house. Oh, my husband, you're stressed out thing, and how to comfort him and put him in place, bring back his senses. When the man is misbehaving, is the woman that talks to the man, talks sense into the man's head, and let him know, my friend, you belong to this family and no other. And it brings back the man's sense. A lot of women don't know the power that they have. I've told women times without number, you don't know the power that you have. You have the power to destroy the man or to make that man. But a lot of women don't know. They
Power
have not
plenty for
discovered.
our
They think
body. Oh.
they think it's sex. It's not sex. It's not sex. It's you reading the man and getting that access point. God has blessed us on both sides in unique ways. But until you discover that
Rosie
unique
gets.
thing, until you discover that unique thing. Now, it wasn't so easy
Rosie
for me to
gets.
bring up. It wasn't so easy for me to bring up all my family and say we are coming to do a so thing on YouTube. Yeah, of course, I could have started with my single self, but it was a task, and I said no. We're going to work on this. We're going to do it, and we all agreed and we said yes, we are doing it. Now, because there was an approval coming from the man, there was an acceptance coming from the woman, and there was the happiness coming from the
So
children.
that so this is it now. There is acceptance from the man. Okay, there is approval from the man. There's
Approval from the
acceptance from the
man, there's
woman.
acceptance from the
Acceptance
woman,
of the woman.
and
Now,
there is the
this is a
happiness
clear
from the children.
understanding of a family. This is a clear understanding of a normal family. I know they talk to dysfunctional family. Oh.
Another
We are talking to
definition
a normal
of family.
family. A normal
Now,
family.
blessing,
Because not
blessing, you
everybody
said
normal.
something about
That's the
you
truth.
said something about is it good for a woman to borrow the husband money? I didn't get the
No,
remaining
like,
part.
see what I say, like the way you say, maybe sometimes your wife help you before you come back home and all those things. There are some women who do all those things and later on they take the money back and say, I borrow you, give me back the money. Is it good?
My sister, let
Okay,
me answer
now
that question as a woman. I want to answer as a woman. Oh. Now,
when you answer,
I
go
hope you
answer
guys
as man.
okay. I hope you guys can hear me very well. See, guys, as women
Mm-hmm.
that we are, if you are married to the man you love, there is nothing called borrow inside. That is the truth. If you are married to a man that is taking care of the home, taking care of you, worship the ground you stand on and walk upon, there is nothing called borrow in that aspect. You give to your man to save the family. You give to your man to help the family. That is why you are his wife. The richest woman on earth is still married to her husband. She kneels down to give her husband food. Their marriage is waxing strong. Their business is growing because she is a child of God. She understands the assignment of marriage. Let us stop dragging what we are not supposed to be dragging.
Okay.
There are
Thank you,
places a man can
Irene.
enter, a woman cannot enter. Let us stop dragging all these things. This
Okay.
is a
Thank
factual
you. The
thing of
reason
life.
I ask is that I have a experience of this thing. This thing cause issue in someone's marriage. That's why I'm asking.
Yes, and I've answered the question. No, a woman that lost her
Say
husband,
thank you.
there's nothing called borrowing inside.
All right.
Excuse me, guys. Let me quickly greet the people that just recently come in. Rosie Cash, Sis Mariama, Nance, is it Nance? It's Council Space, yeah, Council Space.
Okay.
Vanessa, thank you all for coming. I just keep muting myself because my mic is disturbing them, so I just have to give them chance to talk.
I
Okay,
think
before I mute
simply, I think
Yeah.
it's better now.
let me ask this question so
No,
that
it's
people can
still
hear me
echoing. No, it's still echoing.
Okay, the question is respect being demand? Is it being earned by a man or demand?
Rosie Ketch.
Respect
Wait, or
is
simply love. I didn't.
by a man or
Okay.
is right to demand for respect? Is my
Okay.
mic disturbing?
Ah, the mic, eh?
Small, small.
Let me mute it. Hold on, let's just.
Okay.
Can I answer the question?
First of all, yeah, easy maths. I know you. I know you're coming. No problem.
No,
It's
I
a good
just
thing.
got an inspiration. So I
Now,
just want to
I need.
drop a sentence.
I'm going to say three things. I'm going to answer that of Perry Blessing in the man section, and I'm going to answer simply love, and I'm also going to speak an illustration quickly.
My baby, thank you for coming. I'm muting myself because my mic is disturbing at the background.
Are you using Bluetooth? Simply love. What are you using?
I'm not using anything, no, just my normal phone speaker. Oh. I'm not just using anything. I don't know why it's disturbing.
Okay, after this thing, see me. Let's check out that thing. I don't know. There's something going on that's giving a feedback. All right. First of all, Irene spoke very, very well, which is the root when you talk about family. That is in a family setting.
And please, guys, if some people that is not talking, the person should go out because I think the live stream can only take 6 people and somebody is trying to come in again. I've pinned down the link on the comment section. So click on the link that is being pinned
Okay,
down.
let me bring the background.
Okay, there. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, when you want to come up, when you have question, you can come up. All right. So now in a family setting, like Irene said, a wise woman would not say I am borrowing. A wise
My
woman
bad
will
is
have these two minds with expectations. One, if the man says I am borrowing, okay, for what purpose? When you confirm the purpose, if that is the only access you have to support the man, maybe the man is this kind of, he doesn't want you to spend your money, he's always covering up and all that, and suddenly he needs that borrowing for a purpose, maybe office, project, and all those things. That's your way to win his heart. That when he brings the money back, you tell him, no, darling, no. You've been so good to this family and you're a good model for my children. I'm so happy to have you. Give him the words and let him be glad. Let me tell you something. The man will not keep that money. He will go and buy one gift that he used to give to you. Now, on the other side hand, if it is for a particular project that he wants you to make money and all those kind of thing, maybe it's not really for the family. Depends on the agreement. If you say borrow and he says borrow, it's okay, but you have to put in that, give him the time to return it. Now it depends where the money you are borrowing him is coming from. If it's from your business, if it is something you can let go, you allow. If it's not something you can let go, you give him the information. This is where I picked the money from, just in case. And the man will work towards bringing it back. Of course, there are some men that will not return money. because they'll believe, after all, I've been giving you. Now, number two,
Now,
to simply
mental
love's
many.
question, to simply is she said something about, does the man earn the respect, or should he demand for the respect? Now, in a normal family setting, please mute your mic if you're not speaking yet. We are getting a feedback. Yeah, please mute your mic if you're not speaking yet. We are getting a feedback, please. Whose mic is turned on? Oh, all right. Thank you. Thank
Go
you so
ahead.
much.
Go ahead now.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right. In a normal family setting, hmm, during courtship, it depends on how the man had given himself to the woman. It depends on how the man has nurtured the mindset of the woman in terms before they move to the next stage. Now, accordingly, the man is supposed to have that respect without demanding it. The man is supposed to have gotten that respect. The man should not even be asking for the respect. The man should have that respect. Because number one, the head of the head of um the head of a community deserves respect. Now, when it gets to the level where the man is having these issues with the woman, say, me and you, we are not made to. No. Check it very well. The man has done something wrong in a particular place, in a particular point. The man has done something wrong. That is why the man has to demand for the respect. Now, also depends from the woman's side, training. We were talking about something on the family matters yesterday and the previous one. The way the woman was brought up, the environment she was brought up, also the root of most of these things. Let's assume she grew up in a family where the man used to abuse the woman, and she learns it from there, and she's telling the mother is always telling the children, don't mind your useless father, don't mind this one, don't say this, don't mind this one, this, that. We talked about something the other day, and someone came up and said the woman is supposed to cover up the man no matter what, to avoid destroying the childhood of that child. Because I gave an illustration.
I said that
Again,
too. I was the one that said that thing.
exactly good. I gave an illustration yesterday, and I think I've done it before. Igwe remembered something that happened when he was barely 2 years old. And it shocked me the day he was talking. He narrated where we got the sweater for him. He was 2 years.
Family. Oh.
He was 2 years when he narrated that thing. And how old is he? He narrated this, I think last year. He just turned 7 this January. Now, a child was able to process something that happened when he was 2 years, 6 years ago. That tells you how sharp these children have gotten, and they watch every move. I don't know those who have heard Ada, maybe we're on a stream, or maybe those who are in the YTC family. You hear Ada speaking. Ada says things because she hears others say those things. So these children learn from there. So it comes from the root most of the time. It comes from the root. So the right thing is the man is supposed to have that respect right from the onset. That is the second one. Now, the last but not the least, those of you who are in the YTC family, why is it so easy for me and Irene and Time Out with Family, who are women, to run a mighty project like that? One, understanding. It doesn't mean that we don't have our kind of misunderstandings, but the way we handle it and we get clear of it and we move on. A lot of people have met us argue on live streams like this. But what happens? That's not a thing. We have a bigger thing at hand. That's not what we should be thinking. We should be thinking about our personals. We should be thinking about the public. We should be thinking about how we're going to push people out. So, in a family setting between a husband and a wife, the most important thing you should ever reason in anything that is going on is the next generation you have just created. When you're able to put those ones in good positioning, because they did not ask you, they did not beg you before you brought them to the world. So you don't come and make the world become miserable for them. Because if these things were repaired from the family root, we won't have thugs, bad governance, armed robbers, thieves, and criminals. So that is exactly what I want to say. We trace the root back to family. All right, Simply Love, you're on. Those are my points. I think we have some people who want to speak.
Okay, please, let's. Who want to say something now? Please say it. We are discussing on the issue. What is marriage all about? I've asked a question. The first question which I ask is that, what is the purpose of woman being created, and why did God take the rib of a man to create a woman instead of God to create it directly, just like he created a man? And another question again is respect in marriage
Itombo
from
we will
the
there for
man
God
or
here,
from
Abi.
the woman, or is it being earned by the man? So
That kind question. Why did God create woman directly? Simply
is my
love.
mic still
Please
disturbing?
don't vex. Make I ask. Yes, your mic.
Irene, off your mic. Irene, off your
Okay, it's
mic.
not me. It's simply love. It's
Is
simply
my
love,
mic?
not
Oh,
you,
not me.
Dorothy.
It's my mic.
Okay, simply love. You cannot question God on what to do and what not to do. You cannot ask God why he did what he did. God is the greatest person. I don't know whether I should say person. Is the greatest entity on earth with all wisdom, filled with wisdom. He has his reasons for doing things he does. We do not have any
The
right to
greatest
question God.
entity, the greatest entity in existence,
In
not on earth.
existence, you cannot ask God, how can you come and ask that kind of question? Why didn't God create woman directly? Hey, I don't go for answer. I don't know. I will not be able to ask a question. So anybody that has answer, so please
Yeah,
answer
please.
because I want to learn also.
Ifechi, Ifechi, Ifechi came
We
up
have Mama
first.
Ifechi in the house.
Guys, I know my mic is disturbing. Let me quickly say the reason why I'm asking this question. Somebody said because a woman is being taken from the rib of a man, so the women have to be under. They are not supposed to be up. They have to be under because they are being taken from the rib of a man. So that is why I'm asking this question. So I know it's
So,
funny. So
sorry, can I answer that question? Sorry,
let
can
me
I
hear
answer that
you
question?
so that you guys can talk.
Yes,
You are
yes.
hearing me?
Easy
Oh,
Matt, please answer.
yeah, thank you for this
Easy
opportunity,
Matt, I beg
everyone.
answer.
I see you. I see you guys. Okay, the reason why God actually took a rib from the man is because as at that time, he was done completely with creation. He had finished. You understand? So he was not forming a new entity, like maybe human being or animals or plants or whatever. That was why he took from the man. That is the same way when you are giving birth, your child is formed from you and your husband. You understand? Doesn't make that child less than you or lower than you. Although in hierarchy, that child should respect you as a parent. That is how God sees it. So if we
Yes.
say because a woman came out from the rib, then she's not human, she should be subordinate, she should be lower and all that, that's a wrong mindset. The reason why God said woman is less, should be respect the man or submit to the man is because of hierarchy. You know, you want to pass through a gate. One person can pass that gate at the same time. So God is saying, let the first person, which is man, pass first. Then the woman pass first. Does not mean that the woman is lesser in ability or lesser in strength. A woman is not lesser in strength. We are even tougher. You understand? You cannot compare. Like say, you cannot compare a tensile material with a brittle material. Do you understand me? A brittle material like let's say glass. You cannot compare it with iron. Doesn't mean one is less than the other or one is stronger than the other. They all have their roles. So this mindset of a woman is less, she's under, she's this, even God is not happy with that mindset. God made all of us complete and equal and made all of us beautiful. He did not make any mistake with anybody. He didn't even make anybody weaker than the other. We all have our roles. And then the woman is a support because she is strong. If you do not use a strong material, building a house, you don't use a strong material. I'm an engineer. I'm a registered engineer. You don't use a strong material to build that house. That material will crumble. So the wife is a support system of the family. The only reason why we are having this issue with feminism is because the men have forgotten their roles. They have forgotten that they are the head and they are in charge.
Let's
Those
not
days,
say men. Let's not say men. I always say this thing on live stream. Don't say men. Say some men.
okay.
Because we are
Sorry.
all in different marriages.
Yeah,
Yes, we are all in
okay. What
different marriages.
I understand.
Not everybody
I
marry
understand.
madman.
What I'm saying
Uh-huh.
is that the reason why we're having this issue is that both parties have forgotten their roles. Everybody has forgotten their roles. So the woman
Correct.
wants to cover up that role. So in the process of covering up that role, she now looks as if she's masculine or she's rude and all that. A woman is built to enjoy. There's no woman that doesn't like being pampered and enjoy.
So a
Most
woman
times
is
women
built to
nag
enjoy.
because
A
they are
man is built
suffering.
to do what?
Women
Please.
nag because they are suffering
A
and they
man
are
then is built
stressed.
to do what? To suffer, Abby. A man is
Yes,
built to do what?
yes. Let
A
me tell
woman
you,
is built to
if we are
enjoy.
to go with the
A man is
Bible, sorry,
a
if we are
man
to
is
go
built
with the
to do what?
Bible, if we are to go with the Bible, God
Yes.
first.
Sorry, the Bible created both man and woman equal. If the Bible may I
Yes,
read, both of
yes,
them created
Yes.
equal. But
yes.
God don't want confusion. He doesn't want confusion. That was why there is a head, which the man is the head, and the woman is the subordinate. She is the support system. But biblically, we are equal in the sight
Oh
of
God.
God. Whether you are a man,
That
you
is
are a
why the Bible
woman, we are
classifies
equal.
everyone as man.
Yes. We are
Now,
Now,
equal. Let me follow what Easy Mat was saying. What she was saying is some men have forgot their role. When I was growing up as a young person, I remember then my father would go
Yes.
to work. Fathers are the ones providing. See, I live in Abuja. If anybody live in Abuja or Nigeria that can testify. Now, 80% of are the ones, 80% of women are doing the work of men. In the city where me I live, I don't know about you. The women are the one paying house rent right now. They are the one paying school fees. They are the one taking care. The women have taken over the role of the men because the men have forgotten who God created them to be.
To
Pat,
be.
Yes,
Then
Pat.
go marry wuru wuru now.
Yeah,
Anthony.
Wuru
yeah,
wuru
that's a
to the
very,
answer.
very strong. That's a very, very strong point, and it's a good thing you acknowledged um, the previous times when women, their duty mostly was just to, okay, daddy has brought this, okay, children, it's time to eat. That was what
Yeah.
women were doing those days back then. Now, just like the Bible said that in the end, strange things would happen. Now,
Yes.
when you say 80% of men have lost their sense of responsibility. Now, when we go deeper than that, if you check it out, some men lost their jobs, some men have challenges. Now, you will discover that in most companies, women are accepted because they are women. You will discover that most companies want women because they want to send those women out because they are attractive. Most companies want to have women because of that their gender. They can be used towards the public. I don't know if my point, do you get my points?
I'm
Now,
listening,
You are
sir.
correct.
now,
We are in the
this is
society and we
something,
know these
please,
things.
Ifechi family, I'm sorry, you are the one who is supposed to be speaking now. Forgive me. I beg you, please forgive me. You are the one who's supposed to be speaking, ma. Forgive me, ma, please. I'm still very young in in this marriage setting, but there's a lot in my head whereby I begin to ask these questions. Why do people go for divorce when it's so easy for you to have over all of these things? So forgive me, I just want to pour out these things. Now, I grew up in a setting where my father was always taking care of the house. My father had this so much money, you know, and in those days, those days when Volkswagen used to be like a rich man's car. I could remember the picture of that Volkswagen sky
The
blue.
Adams family, people say you have been talking since, or that you should allow my Ifechi to talk, or that you have been talking since.
Yes, I'm going to allow Ifechi to speak. I already said it now, so I already apologized. Forgive me. I know there are so many ladies in the house. Simply love your mic. Yeah, there are so many ladies in the house, and more like few men in the house, even those who are watching, because you need to know that there are a lot of people watching us as we are speaking. Now, something happened and the company closed up. Now, when the company closed up, because in those days, people were not so informed like we are informed now. So it was more like the end of the world for the man. Now, challenges set in. I'm talking about things I was too young to even understand. Now it got to a level where the woman could not continue with what was going on, and felt, because she has always been waiting on the man to get, so the expectation was cut short. Now that
Baby
was
scorner.
where the misunderstanding came in. See, let me tell you something. I like to speak my mind, except you don't want to listen. I always tell people that if you want to insult me, the first thing you do is tell me shut up. Then I'll understand, all right, thank you very much, and I'll just keep quiet. Because I'm seeing things, but it's okay, because I've received a lot and I have, and I'll go off. Now, when there is this kind of issues, you have to create a balance. It is the word family. When you take it to one, an impression on the people who are listening to you. These things we are complaining about is on both sides.
The
It is not
Anthony
just
family
on one
told
side.
me. Hello?
But it's okay.
No. I just remember she told me, my Ifechi told me that she don't have much time. I don't know. I just remember what she told me
Sorry,
before.
my network is cutting already. So I'll just
Yeah, I don't really have. I don't have much time. I don't have much time, and I've also got premiere at 5 UK time. So if I can jump into this and then I can leave you to it after. Is that okay?
Yes, ma. Just say something.
I don't want to cut you off. Anthony's family, can you conclude?
Mommy Betty, your mic is echoing.
Really?
Is it mine? Let me check if it's mine. Let me mute it too.
Is it still echoing?
It's okay now.
Okay, the Anthony's family, have you concluded?
Mommy, you can go on. I'm good. You can go on.
Yeah, okay.
Forgive me for taking
hello
so much time.
everyone. Look at my part there. Yeah, I don't know, for those who don't know me, I just want to introduce myself briefly. People who are, anyway, hello everyone, first of all. And those of you who are familiar with my channel will know that
I have a very good interest in marriage, family, relationship, health, and I talk about my faith as well. So today's topic, it was only yesterday that Simply Love told me about this, and I have to juggle things, around in my workplace to be able to be here, because I think this is very important. As I've always said, I get a lot of information from you younger ones, and I'm sure you get some from me, or those of us who are older. I have been, just as in a nutshell, some of you already know, but for those who don't know, let me just introduce myself briefly. I'm a mom of 4 grown-up sons. My sons are, the first 3 are in their 30s now, and my youngest is in his 20s, and they are now beginning to get married. So my what I'm going to be saying today will be basically based on my experience of 38 years of marriage, and also years of counseling people and obviously advising people. I don't know it all. I'm still learning. We'll all learn as we go along. Marriage, relationship is all learning in progress, work in progress, sorry. So Simply Love, I think, without me deviating, because if we talk about marriage, we can talk about marriage from now till next week. There's so many things to come up. But without me going off point, if I heard you correctly, we are talking about why God used them. Well, how did you say it? Because I know somebody already say, oh, we don't know why God did that. Like, we can't question what God did. But I think I have a bit of explanation based on my biblical knowledge and health knowledge. I will answer, I'll give maybe an opinion, let me not say an answer, an opinion to that. So can you ask that question exactly how you asked it so I can go for it?
Okay, somebody said, why did God take from the rib of a man to create a woman instead of him creating it directly, just like the way he created that man? So which means women are never in the plan of God to be made. So women are supposed to be down just below the man, because they are being taken from the rib of a man to be created, and they were never in part of a God's plan to create them.
Right. I think that's just somebody using a literal meaning to that. For me, my understanding is that God's use of Adam's rib to make Eve is a reminder, basically, that woman was created to be beside, something in your rib is beside you, to be beside a man. And together, the man and the woman will complement one another in marriage. So I don't think it means that you're going to be below the person. No, 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 no. It's a misinterpretation of what that is all about. And in Christ, they are heirs together. If you read 1 Peter 3, verse 7, that makes it very clear. They are heirs together of the grace of God. So I don't think it means that we have to be. Remember, I've said it in my video before that submission is not subjugation. So God knows what he's doing. So we tend to misinterpret these things. Interestingly, from medical point of view now, ribs, they have amazing regeneration powers. When I mean regeneration power, I mean that when somebody has a rib injury, in my profession, you say that there's no treatment for rib injury because it will regenerate, it will heal itself. So it has a regenerating power. So portions of the rib bone and cartilage, when they are removed from in a surgery, they are allowed to regrow on its own. So looking at that way, I think God did that, knowing that obviously there will be a regrowth. And that regrowth means that the man fills the woman fills the man's gap. So it doesn't mean that we're going to be under a man or anything like that. But as the Bible said, the man is the head of the home. There's no two ways about that. And that women as wives, we have to submit. I've said that before. Submission, what is it all about? If you go to my channel, you see that video. And I did explain that submission is not subjugation. And subjugation is an act of bringing somebody under dominion or control. That's what subjugation means. And that's not what the Bible is talking about, submission. So that clears the part about the rape, we're bringing the woman from the rape. That means that actually close together. Something that is rape is on her side. So that's, you are close, you're side by side with the man. And that's why the Bible says that for this reason, a man will leave his mother and his father and cleave with the wife. And what God had joined together, no man should put asunder. That's why it bothers me sometimes when there's a little problem in marriage, people start looking for the third party. The third party will always will always take sides. They will always try and blame one person in front of the other. And that's the biggest mistake anybody who is counseling anybody in marriage will do. As I say, because of the number of years of marriage and because of the way people have seen myself and my husband, sometimes when we go out there, the way we behave, people do not, until they see our men, because there are no more boys, our men, they don't believe how many years of marriage because of how close we are. And it did not just start now, it started many years ago when we got married. Again, I did not have anything like boyfriend. I did not know any man before I married my husband. I married him at the age of 21. And my mom, I lost my mom at the age of 17. Anybody could have said, well, she lost her mom at an early age. What do you expect? No. But what my mom instilled in me by that age of 17, before she passed, I held on to it until I got married. And I got married at an early age. I did not know anything about marriage. And because in those days, when moms tell us about facts of life, they'll just tell you, oh, you are doing this now. If you go near any man, you'll be pregnant. That's the facts of life. That's how they explain it to us in those days. But anyway, I held on to that until I got married. Thank God. You know, what anybody will be praying in marriage is that, God, please give me my own husband. God, please
Yes,
give me my own
exactly.
wife. Yes, give me my own
Exactly.
husband, give me my own wife. And if that happens, you must be prayerful. And if that happens, all these things I hear, sometimes people come to us, and when they're talking, I will start laughing. And they'll think I'm not taking them serious. And I have to explain to them why I'm laughing. That these things they're saying, I've been there. I was there years ago when I was 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, even 10 years in marriage. So whatever is happening in anybody's marriage is not out of place. Don't think
Yeah.
you are not doing well. Oh, look at that, my friend. And please, if you don't take anything away from today, do not look at any other marriage. Do not look at any other couple. Because what goes behind the scenes, if you see it, you will shudder. Just be
True.
you. Yes, just be you. Communication. I mean, in my videos in the past, I've always, and each time I cannot make any apologies for talking about communication. And what I mean by communication, I don't mean yelling, I mean communication, effective communication. It does, even if you think your wife or your husband is very hard, he doesn't listen, then don't try to change him. Try and change yourself. Don't try to change her. Try and change yourself. Because that thing you're thinking, oh, it's my wife. She's always like that. She's always yelling at me, or my husband, and vice versa. Mm-mm. Try and change yourself. When that other party start yelling or raising their voice, what do you do? Do you raise your own voice back so they will know that I'm not somebody that they can just talk to it like that? Marriage is not like that. Let me just define marriage for you. Marriage is a formal union, social and legal contract between two individuals that unites their lives legally. One, legally. Two, economically. And three, emotionally. It's a legal contract between two individuals. So you going to talk to your mom or dad or sister or brother or so-called friends who do not love you, who do not even want that marriage to last. You are making a big mistake. You are causing more problems for yourself. So I don't want to go on and on because marriage is something that I have so much interest in. If I'm left, I'll just get carried away. But all I'm going to leave with you today is that marriage is actually very, very simple. In as much as it's difficult, it's also very simple once you understand each other. That understanding is very, very important. Talk about everything earlier. If there's something the other party is doing when you are before you even get married, talk about it. Don't say, well, we are just cutting now, it's okay when we get married. Talk about it. No matter how trivial, talk about it. It's very important. And I have lists of happy and successful marriage. This list is not exhaustive, but at least it's some of the things I've picked up from my own marriage and from the people I've talked to along the line. One of them is never, both of you never be angry at the same time. When the other person is angry, don't behave like a fool. Be a fool for that day. Why not? When the other person is angry, calm down. Let them to yell. Let them be angry. The other person, whether husband or the wife, will be wondering, I'm talking and shouting and she or he's not even doing anything. They will actually speak to themselves. But when they start and you start your own to tell them that you're not a pushover, it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help any marriage. And I tell you, if people are saying, oh, I'll divorce him, I'll divorce her, there's no happiness in divorce or whatever. Even the only time when obviously marriage can go that way, God said it in the Bible, unless on grounds of unchastity. And obviously, when there's physical abuse, that means that you can die in that marriage. I'm not going to encourage you to remain there. So please, one thing, not this one down, not be angry at the same time. It works like magic. Try and hold yourself. In as much as it's difficult, try and hold yourself. And you will thank me later. I'll never shout at each other. When I say communication, I didn't talk about shouting or yelling. When you want to communicate,
effective.
Yes, effective communication. It may be, especially when you start having children, please do not do that kind of communication where the children are. Sometimes our children, in fact, I was my last son, because he's the one that is around us more now, others are long gone. So I was just discussing with him one day and I said, when if people ask you now how myself and dad, how many times we shout or with each other, he said that he can't really say. But he knows that we do have argument, but we can just pretend. And then when we go to our room, we cannot sleep over it. We have to discuss everything, but not in front of us. Especially when they were growing up like children, even if you're a baby that is sucking, they are hearing, they're understanding, they're perceiving what is happening. If they have a lovely atmosphere, they know. If they have an atmosphere where they are very angry because dad will soon come back. When you have a situation where your mom telling the children, oh, your dad will soon be back, and everybody's turning off the TV, everybody's running around. That's not a family. So that's one thing, not be angry and not to shout at each other, but communicate effectively. The next thing is, if one of you have to win an argument, let it be the other spouse. Yes, if myself and my husband now will have an issue and one person has to win for this to stop, let me be the loser. Or
Mama,
he will choose to be
women don't used to agree when it comes to arguments. Women don't used to agree when it comes to arguments. So the men tend to leave the argument for the women to conquer.
Yeah. Okay, but sometimes we have to learn to agree. Women, we can do better. We have to, because if you keep doing that you won't win, that the man has to be the one that will lose in that argument, the man may not bring out his full self. He will feel like, you know what, to avoid her argument, let her just win. Let it just be. And mistakes can be made. Wrong choices can be made because of that, because the man do not want any problem and he will just say yes to everything you say. No, it's very, very dangerous for any relationship, for any marriage. Women, we must not win all the time.
Okay,
We must not win all the time.
let me ask this question. Okay, in a situation whereby the couples are having issues and one of them walk away, is that also advisable to walk away instead of trashing the thing out? Just walk away. I've witnessed a situation whereby the other party, which is the man, left the home for like 2 3 days, so that before he come back, the problem will die down.
No, he will come back and the problem will be tripled. Walking away, I don't, when you say walking away, it's not for one whole day or even for so many hours. I am in agreement with one of the spouses walking away from that argument at that time to cool themselves and the other person cool, but it must not last more than few hours. They have to settle that night. If you go out for 2 days, for one day, where are you going to? We have a situation where, in fact, exactly what you just said, each time they have an argument, because we have handled that situation, this man walks away. And later on, we knew that he had whatever word you want to use for it, outside. That's where he normally goes to. And that woman you're going to, yes, side chick, that woman you're going to, on this occasion, this woman he normally goes to was a divorced woman. He was a divorcee or divorced. Yeah. So what advice would that woman give you? Oh, you're going there for that pleasure with her, and then after a day, in fact, he tells the wife that he's on night duty because the type of job he does, he can work night and days. So the wife doesn't know. He just tells the wife that I'm going to be on night duty, so and so. But when he walks away, sometimes it's just a case of let me go and cool my head, and he will not come back until the next day. And the woman says anything, he will shout the woman down because he brought the woman into UK. He did this, he did that for her, and because of the kind of situation in abroad in UK where I live, I have to say, the women know where to press the button, and the woman sure pressed that button, and that man ended up in jail for 7 years for something he did not do according to him because of. So I can go on and on. So walking away from the situation at that time that is heated is fine. However, don't let it last for too long, not even up to nighttime, never mind overnight somewhere else, because that is going to cause more problem. It's no longer marriage. So when there's heated argument, which there's bound to be, one person must try to calm down and there'll be communication. I know that some women will say, and not even some women, I think, let me use myself as an example. Initially, during our early years of marriage, my husband is 7 years older. He treated me and still treats me as his younger sister. And some of the things I do, he'll just look at me and just shake his head and walk away because he thinks it's childish behavior. And then he will, in night, before we go to bed, I'll just go to bed pretending I'm sleeping. He will wake me up and say that we need to talk about this. And I'm like, well, doesn't to talk about this? I want to sleep. He said, no, you're not sleeping. So he took that responsibility of doing that. It can't be the woman doing that. It doesn't matter. One person have to be the one making that peace, making sure that you do not sleep over anything. Now, over the years, we can finish each other's sentence. We know what each other wants and what they don't want, or what they like and what they don't like, because we started on time to learn and understand each other. It wasn't easy for us initially, but with communication and understanding and learning each other, we can never be the same. Even married for 38 years, we can never be the same. There are things he still does. And I'm like, oh my God, after all these so many years, I feel like doing that. But you can't change him. He can't change me in that way. So I don't know whether I've answered your question.
I have a
Okay.
question, ma'am. So,
Yes.
is evaluation good in marriage, especially for young couples? Is evaluation good?
How do you mean that is evaluating where you are and where you have been?
Yes.
Is that what you mean?
Like I and my spouse now, we do
Yes.
something called a yearly evaluation. We do it
Very
at the
important.
end of the year. We try as much as possible to meet because he's not always
Yes.
around. So
Yes.
we try as much as possible to
Very,
meet
very.
to evaluate our marriage. So
Yes.
I wanted to be very sure if it's a normal thing for young couple, because
Yes.
I'll be 10 years into this business of marriage. by
Well
December.
done.
So
Well done. We are getting there.
thank you, ma.
Yes. In fact,
So
it's actually on the, incidentally, what you just said that is second to the thing. I jotted something down as we just remembering. It's one of the things I jotted down I'm going to talk. Thank God that you brought it up now, so I don't have to talk about it when I get to it. Evaluation
okay.
and re-evaluation is very important. It tells you where you were. Like now, we're going to be 10 years. It tells you where you were a year ago, 5 years ago, last year, and this year that we're going to be 10 years. Where were you? And if you found out that where you were 5 years ago, you are still there 10 years ago, 10 years after, then no, you have to
Wow.
work harder then and say, well, this needs to be achieved. And in that evaluation, you must tell each other the truth, in as much as it may be
Yes,
painful.
yes.
Yes,
It's
it may
always
be
painful.
painful. Yes, it may be painful. It may be uncomfortable, but it has to be said. That's the only way it can be. It can get better. But if you try and say, well, I don't know if I tell him this one now, or if I tell her that one now, how will she feel? Let her or he feel however they want to feel, but long run, they will thank you for it. Trust me.
It's
You know,
true.
men have this
It's true.
ego. Men have this ego that sometimes when you correct them or when you say things, they may, in as much as my husband is so gentle and everything, but he has that as well. Sometimes I'll be telling him something. I say, because we call each other mine. I say, mine, this thing, and he will give me a reason why he wants to do it. And then I'll say to him, I just want to tell you that's how I'm seeing it. He will leave it. The next day, my husband will go back and do that thing I said. But if I had sat there and said to him, what do you mean that you don't think about it? What do you mean? What have I achieved? He will not think about it. All he will think is that ego will even go higher. So we have to learn how to deal with our spouses, either men or female. What do you want to say, simply love?
Okay, ma. How do you think we can handle a narcissistic man? A man that is so full of entitlement, how do you think we can handle them?
Right. As a Christian, I have to start with saying, as a Christian, and I have my word, the Bible. I'll be praying. I say, God, you gave me this man as my husband. You said that you do not make mistake. Have a special time that you pray for him and mention those behaviors or that behavior that he's what he's doing that you don't like. Narcissistic behavior is a no in marriage because it can
Yeah.
damage you physically, it can damage you mentally, it can take your
Yes.
self-esteem away from you, and you just be walking shadow of yourself because the man is so narcissistic. Everything you do is always about him. He wants to get the whole accolade. Oh, everything is about me. No, how you handle it is not to give it back to him or be display similar behavior to him. No, it's a case of first of all praying, and maybe when there must be a time when you see him in a relaxed mood. Maybe it's when you've made a good meal or you're eating together or you're chatting about something. Bring in gently, not gently, bring in the fact that, this behavior, the way you are doing this or that, just bring it in. Although some women will tell me, I've done all those, but my husband is so difficult. He listens to his friends who are telling him that this is what I do with my wife. That's what I'm saying again about listening to so-called friends. You don't have any friend. Yourself and your husband are the only good friends you have. Other people out there are acquaintances, because when the push comes to shove, it's two of you in it. They will not be there. So how to deal with it, my dear, is patience. It's very difficult. It's not always easy. Patience and talk. And if you think that the person is not the type that will listen to you no matter what you do, maybe yourself, actually search yourself, because sometimes men do these things because of the way we have displayed ourselves or the way we have been, what we have been doing or saying. It does not justify that though. However, when you have a situation like that, you're praying, also say to God, reveal to me, God, if there's any way I'm contributing to this. Trust me, sometimes you find out that actually I am contributing to this by the way I do this, the way I do that, and so on and so forth. So after all that, and it still continues, and you think that you're being drained emotionally, psychologically, and all the rest of it, then I think you have to seek help. You don't want to die there. You don't want that narcissistic behavior to continue, and the person is bringing you down. One day you hear that that person developed, or some people develop medical condition. In my field, some people develop medical condition. They will check everything, do all the blood works. There's nothing wrong with them. It's this kind of thing that people that don't have rest of mind in marriage, in relationship, with their children, with their extended family and everything can actually be a big problem. So that's what I can say about that one.
All right, thank you very much, Ma. I really, really appreciate this massive wisdom which you have poured out on each and every one of us. Thank you so much, Ma. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. This is another person I'll stick to because there's so much wisdom in every of her words. Now, I would like to say something. Forgive me. I would like to say something.
Okay.
It baffles me a lot when wisdom is being passed to the world and some people choose to focus on the negative aspect of that wisdom. I'm not going to mention names, but I see something's going on in the chat. But the advice I want to give you reading the chat is very simple. No matter what you see or whatever you read, always do your research. Ask those who are more experienced than you, like the counselors, like mommy's here, the counselors, the wise ones. They are our elderly ones who are wise, whom we learn from. But even after that, your common sense still tells you what is right. Because I see things going on in the chat and it's so funny. I'm like, what's going on? So thank you so much, Ma. Really, really appreciate your very, very impactful words. But there's one question I would actually like to ask. Now, there is this mindset of in a marriage, some people come to this agreement of 50-50 thing in the marriage, like they share responsibilities, like it's 50-50. If I do now, you do next time. If I do now, you do next time. What do you have to say about that kind of thing?
When you say 50-50, is it in finances? Is it in everything around about marriage? Because you have to make it a little bit clearer to me, because there's 50-50. Some people are saying 50-50 in finance. Some people are saying 50-50 in house chores, or in everything.
They are talking about inequality.
Equality. No.
Generally,
no.
Yes.
I won't say no to 50-50, and I won't say yes either. But let me explain what I mean by that. In marriage, marriage is a partnership. You are two of you are one. So if you're saying 50-50, I'll give an example of a very good family friend of ours. They have this idea of this person pays for the electricity bills, this person buys all the food, this person puts petrol in their own cars. And so then when the man was unwell, his own part of the bill was to pay the mortgage. Their home was almost being repossessed because he could not pay that mortgage, because that's his own part of the 50-50 or whatever it is. And the woman is there and she can afford to do that, but it's not her responsibility, because, and he kept nagging the man, you better go and find another job, or better go and do this. Remember, the mortgage is due. Hey. And I'm like, let me tell you, because I know that what works for one may not work for another. In my 38 years of marriage, I know that there are two things people say, two main things that causes a lot of problem in marriage. One is finance. The other one is infidelity.
Yeah.
Yes, these are the two main things. Once you conquer these two, your marriage, or every other thing is a walkover. So this 50-50 idea, I cannot even, unfortunately, based on my own, but based on other people I've spoken to, I can advise. But based on my own, I cannot, because I don't know what 50-50 means. Let me tell you what we do. And it has worked for us for so many years to now. We have joint account. My husband is now semi-retired. We have joint account and we have our personal account where our salaries goes in. And we sat down and we decided how much is our mortgage, how much is our electricity bill, how much do we spend on food, and so on and so forth. Obviously, when the kids were in the house, the budget was higher. Now that they are all independent, doing their own thing, it's just two of us. So it's even a lot easier. But let me talk from when they were younger, because most of you here have got young family. So what we decided was, the salary is this amount. At a point, my own salary was even higher than my husband's salary. But it doesn't matter. Nobody, I'm just saying it here now, but nobody even knew, because when we do things, we do it as two of us. Nobody knows who is bringing what, who brought more. Well, when we decide to bless people with money, all I needed to say, oh, mine, how much do we give to that person? And he will say, what do you think? And 9.5 out of 10 times, what I suggest, what I have in mind will be what my husband has in mind. That's how far we have gone. But let me not digress. So the 50-50 thing, what we do with our salary, that goes in. And then we worked out our budget, how much everything costs, going in and all and in and out, how much, and we have a joint account. We still have a joint account till today, and we still have a personal account till today. So we put our money goes straight to our bank accounts, and then that's our budget. How much do we need to make this, to meet up with this budget? Assuming, for argument's sake, that our salaries are 3K each, and our budget came up to maybe, for argument's sake, 4K each. It doesn't matter whether his own salary was high, a bit, maybe 500 pounds more than mine or lower, or vice versa, that he has to. We just decided how much is in that budget, and we put money there every month to make it up. There was a time when I was working as a nurse, I have to do like extra shift to pay off my husband's credit card, because he was using that credit card for something that we needed in the family at the time. So I worked, and he was saying to me, you don't have to. I said, no, I don't want that credit card. It's for a short time. So this is how we have worked. It's not a case of this person's car or this person's this, 50-50. You're supposed to do this. I'm supposed to do that. Okay, you're sitting there and I'm in the cooking in the kitchen. You're supposed to be helping me. You're supposed to do this. Automatically, my husband knows what to do. He knows when to help. He knows, in fact, most Sundays, he's the one that makes the Sunday meals. And it doesn't take away the fact that he's still the man of the house. I respect him so much, because
That's
we
what
tell each
we
other.
have to learn, women.
Yeah, honestly.
Women.
Sometimes
They
I'll
want
still
to
be in
learn all
bed.
these things.
I'll still be in bed. Okay, I'm so lazy on Sunday mornings. I'll perceive the smell of, because we always plan what we're going to have every Sunday. I can perceive the smell. It's already started making it, and I'll get up. It doesn't remove the fact that I'll come tomorrow and say to him, if I don't perceive that smell, this Sunday you didn't start the meal on time. What is that now? It's something I'll go down, I'll call him his pet name, and I'll say to him, oh my God, you already started. Encourage the person, make the person feel that what they're doing is something that it's not your right, or because you shout on them, that's why they're doing it. No. So this idea of 50-50, my dear, I have never applied it in my home. And people who have applied it, it has not worked for most people, because this particular one incident, let me give you an example. This person is about our age group, and their marriage is actually a year older than our marriage. And we have to be hearing that, oh, I used my wife's car. I put in 10 pounds petrol. But where I went, I only used, there's still some petrol there. What have I just done? He was actually complaining to me and my husband. We looked at each other thinking, you put what? 10 pounds, even if it's 100 pounds petrol in her car. We used to have 2 cars. It's only last week that we got rid of 1 car because I've been working from home for the past 2 years. And we say, what are we parking this car here for? Paying insurance. So last week we got rid of 1 car and only have 1. It's a case of jumping into 1 car, whichever there's petrol in, go out there, there's no petrol, fill it up and bring it back. We have 2 cars because one is on my husband's and one is on my own. The one that actually got rid of was the one in my name because I'm working from home. But the other one, the other day I was going out and halfway, I just look at the tank, it's empty. And I called him, I said, I'm in a hurry. The car is empty. He said, oh, man, I'm really sorry. Oh, my God, I didn't know you'd be going so quick. I was going to fill it up. Later, I said, it's okay. I'm passing through the petrol station anyway, but it's going to waste my time. I went there, filled the tank. So what I'm trying to say, these things, money should not, please, all this money and all these things, we came into this world, we met them. We're not going to take them anywhere. And that is what is causing major problem in homes. Why?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It breaks my heart. It really does.
That statement needs to
God
sink.
bless you, ma. God bless you.
God bless you, ma. That statement needs to sink.
You have really expanded my wisdom in this marriage thing. You
it
have
needs to
expanded
sink.
My dear, marriage is so sweet. Marriage is so sweet. I don't know why we're making it so difficult. I always say to my husband, I said to him that we are both going to live 100 and I said because he's 7 years old. I said I'll be 100, you'll be 107, and we'll be working hand in hand together. It's just so sweet.
Amen.
I don't know what we can do without it. But some people are telling you, oh, when their husbands are about to travel, they're happy so they can rest for 1 week. Rest. I cannot sleep if my husband is not. Even when our children are growing up, I cannot relax if my husband is not there. So I don't know. Maybe my own understanding of it, but it takes 2. My dear people, it takes 2
to tango.
It's not just one person. There's no point in blaming your husband or blaming your wife. Change yourself. Don't try to change your husband. Don't try to change your wife. Change yourself, and the other party will change. Trust me, it has worked for me. Yeah.
Thank you, mommy. Thank you so much.
Ma.
God bless you, ma.
Really,
you see that statement. That statement you made.
Like this,
that statement. Irene, Olga from there. You see that statement you said.
Seriously.
I think that is what everybody should use as a watchword. You came into the world with nothing. And you would leave with nothing. Recently, I saw a video and it brought me back to my sense. Like I started imagining, and I told my friend that was standing beside me, was a man, and I said, "Can you imagine? The only reason why we can speak to each other is because of the soul that we have inside of us. Once that soul goes out, this flesh is just like a matches box. After the matches is done, the box is useless. So people tend to value these material things over the human relationship. And you know one funny thing? This thing happened around me, I think some years ago. This woman used to say different things to her husband. I will pour you chemical. I will burn you. I will burn you inside this house. You won't believe that when this man died, this woman almost got mad. Why? Because the man would help her wash clothes, he would help her cook, he would take care of her, he would buy this, he would do that, but still yet, she didn't value because of maybe one small quarrel or the other. This woman now is still miserable till this day. I am telling you, this person stays around. When you look at this, she looks so old, whereas she's a young woman. Why? Because she didn't value the time that she had with that person. And I learned a serious lesson to value every single moment. Even if we have arguments, me and my, if we have any argument, before you know what's happening here, I think Irene, you must have heard they'll say, see you, Sogoro. See your hand. We call ourselves some funny names. And before you know what's happening, we are laughing. And before you know what, it's gone. There is nothing in allowing yourself take the blame. Let it go. Swallow it.
Exactly.
Endurance.
There are still,
Endurance.
yes, exactly. There are other things I want to mention here, please. I know I was listing something that has actually helped us in marriage. I think I need to list the rest of them so that people can pick out what they think may work for them from that list. And the next one is that if you have to criticize your spouse, please do it lovingly. Let me give you an example. You may just be that, oh, my husband will just dress up or he will do, I'm like, no. I don't like this. How can you put a red and then put blue? Please, I don't like that now. Please go and remove that. So, well, maybe that may not be a criticism, but let's do a constructive criticism and do it lovingly, jokingly. You are laughing, but you are sending the point to the person. So the person will not take it
Yeah.
too bad that you are criticizing them. You can just laughingly say, oh, this thing that you did. No, now, it's not supposed to be like that. You are laughing. So you do it lovingly. So it's good to criticize constructively, but lovingly, because if you don't, somebody out there will criticize him or her, and it will even be bad. If you want my trouble, disrespect my husband, then that's when you know whether this Mama Ifechi is this cool. Because my husband is,
Confirm.
yes, my husband is the most quiet. He's more. In fact, my husband, when he's writing a message to anybody, whether you are 5-year-old or 10-year-old, he will start with "Good morning." Sometimes I find it a bit. I'm like, this is just somebody younger than your children. He said, yes, it doesn't matter. Everybody, you have to teach them. You have to do the right thing. So when people, I remember when we used to have a town meeting here. He was the president for that town meeting, supposed to be for 3 years. They kept re-electing him for 12 years. And at the end of it, I have to be
Wow.
the one that stood up in that meeting and said, no, he will not lead again. Can somebody please take over? It's supposed to be 3 years. He's been there for 12 years. And in that meeting, they all know that once my husband is at a meeting, I'm there with him. We do not go anywhere. If anybody is inviting us for any party or anything, my husband will say to the person, wait until I get home, I'll discuss with my wife and vice versa. And we have to both agree, are we going or not? Not one person just going, and maybe there, when you go there, your sense of sight will start deceiving you and you start looking at where you shouldn't be looking or whatever. I'm just saying for younger people, for younger people, we have our 5 senses. Yeah. Anyway, so that's one thing, that criticism. And also, please, this one is very important. Never bring up past mistakes. Let past mistakes that somebody have made. You are not God. Even God forgives us our past mistakes. Never bring up past mistakes. Maybe the person have said it and repented of it, or maybe begged you and you accepted it. And then when they do something else, that's what you did there last year. I remember on March 12th at 2 p.m. last year, that's what you did. No, don't bring up past mistakes. Please, let us be moving forward. Never neglect each other. Yes. That just like the Anthony's family said, that when you see some women sometimes they're so haggard. And in fact, I met one somebody within my village in Lagos the other time I visited. They came to visit my in-law whose house I was. I wanted to say auntie to her. I was looking at her and I wanted to say, oh, auntie. I didn't know somebody that I went to I accompanied to go and marry after I've been 5 years married, and she was a young girl then because of the way she left herself. So let us not just say, that's another thing, women and men, let us not just say, oh, I'm married, we have had our children, what is he looking for again? What is she looking for again? No, we have to look after ourselves. Don't neglect each other, because just like Anthony's family say, when one person passes, that's when you know that no gronatoi. For those who don't understand Igbo, I don't know how to explain that. That's when you will know. No matter what you are going through, you say, Pico, let him be alive for me. Let her be alive for
Mommy,
me.
say it again. Mommy said,
that's when they will know
confirm.
that
Hamatan, they catch cold. Hamatan, na
Thank
serious
you.
cold. Now, they tell you
Thank you.
so.
That's when they will know that when one passes, then they will fully, their eye will clear.
That
Never
time, you
go
don't do
to
from
sleep.
for Aina.
Yeah. Never go to sleep without settling arguments or issues. Never. There has been instances where people passed in their sleep and they did not wake up, and because they were so angry when they went to bed, that person is facing the wall, the other person is facing the other wall. For what? Husband and wife, that two people have joined together and they have become one. Anytime you say to your husband or to your wife, I'll pour acid on you, you foolish man, you foolish woman, you're talking to yourself, because two of you are one. So whatever you're saying to him or her, you're saying to yourself, period. If we all understand these things like that, we wouldn't even be abusing each other, because whatever you're saying to your spouse, you are actually saying to yourself, because the two have become one. Never, at least once a day, say something nice to each other. It's not always just say something nice to each other once a day. If you have a pet name, call the person and say to the person, admire. It does help, no matter the number of years of marriage. Don't be too busy for each other, please. When you
like
are
my
wrong.
husband will say, like my husband will say, when you tease him too much, he will tell you, look at you, love is killing you. You are there doing foolishness. My love is killing you. You don't know.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's just
Whenever I
good.
tease him like that,
Honestly,
because I
it
keep
does
telling him
help.
it's a
It does
privilege to
help.
have him.
Yeah, it's honestly.
So I keep
Just
telling him
do that.
it's a privilege to
Somebody,
have you. It's not
yeah,
easy.
somebody you're telling this and affirming like this all the time. The person must have to be a devil to be able to not to retaliate or not to come back to you with the same kind of behavior. It's it can
Exactly.
be difficult, because people can be difficult, I must say. Let me just say it now. I know that
Yes.
sometimes they say that women, that we talk a lot, but do you know what? We have dealt with a case where this man, hey, sometimes I'll just shudder. This man, I thought we said that women that talk a lot. This man will not let the wife put the mouth. Honestly, that particular issue, I didn't know that men can talk like that. So he was the one that is talkative and abusing the wife. The wife will say, "You see what I mean?" I will say, "What do you mean? You see what I mean? It's because you are in front of them here. That's why you're not talking." This is a man. This one is not a man, no, it's a boy. It's one of those men that their mom at the age of 32 still calls them okay boy. In his head, he's still a boy. You see a married man with children and the mother will still be calling him okay boy. What do you expect? So
Wow.
it can be both ways. So
All right. Thank you
let
very
each
much,
other
mommy.
teach. Yeah, when you are wrong,
I wanted you
admit.
to
When
help.
you're wrong, admit it and apologize, because it takes two.
Exactly.
It takes two. There's this story of this Cora, whatever her name is, that is going
Yeah,
on.
Cora Obidia.
There's one thing I picked up from her. I don't follow that news because I'm sick and tired of all these social media people watching their little men in public. But there's something she said when she was crying. She said that it takes two. I caught that bit. She said that it takes two to have an argument or something like that. She's used that word. So all in all, it takes two. There's no point in coming if you're a marriage counselor here or you're dealing with any issue in marriage for people. Please do not come there. In many occasions, people will say to us, just tell us who is wrong and who is right. That never. We never say that. We never say that, because when they
Yes.
settle, they will use you and settle. Or they will go home and say,
And
did you
Exactly.
not hear
settle.
what did you not hear what they said? That is you. That is the problem. That is you. That is we are going to cause more problem for that couple than sorting anything by blaming them in front of each other. What you can do, the way we do it is sometimes my husband, after talking with them, I'll go with the wife. My husband will go with the husband. In fact,
Confirm.
our last son kept saying, Mom and Dad, you people do these things. You're not even collecting any money. I said, the peace that people have at home is enough money for us. We don't need a dime
Yes.
from anybody. All we need is family homes. People to be happy. People to enjoy their marriage to their old age. That's the most
Exactly.
payment. That's the most payment we need.
God bless you,
So
ma.
after talking in front of them and just giving them our own life scenario, because I don't like things I read from the book. I like to use myself as an example. I tell them how we have messed up before, like them in the past, so they'll know that what they're seeing now hasn't always been like this, but it was the hard work that we both put in and still putting in. You have to make them understand. Don't always come and say to them,
Yes.
look at us now. No, 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 no. Tell them where you have been and where you are now. It helps a lot of young couples. So I will now
Exactly.
take the wife. My husband will take the man. And then, because there are things you want to tell the woman, not in front of the husband, and vice versa. And after that, 9.5 out of 10 times, some of these marriages are gidiwam today. Because what is causing
Confirm.
problem?
So
What is causing problem is actually nothing. Nothing.
Nothing.
fight over
Nothing.
nothings.
Nothing.
They fight
Nothing.
over nothing.
Mommy,
Yes.
you know, the Bible even said it. The Bible even said it that two cannot work together except they agree. So
Yes.
the wisdom is already there.
Yes.
Exactly. So if the two of them don't agree as a husband and wife and
Rosie
know that
Kechabego.
they are together, there would always be that issue. There would
Of
always be
course.
that issue. So
Of
until
course.
they not
And
agree,
yes. Yes. I've talked about money side of it. Another thing, in my video not long ago, I talked about adultery and I said, let's call it what it is. I'm sick and tired of all this cheating and cheating,
Infidelity.
whatever word people want to use. Call it what it is,
Infidelity.
adultery. Infidelity. That's what it is. Infidelity, cheating. I'm not cheating. Or it's having an affair. That's another fancy word. Affair. What does that mean? Let us call it what it is. So that's another thing that is causing problem in marriage. Be ready for each other, even us. I turned 61 in March, but I'm still,
Wow.
without saying too much. Yes, age is only a number. How you package yourself, how you make sure things are regular, make sure you do things you need to do. Your husband will not have any time for any woman. Trust me. In fact, sometimes he'll be laughing. I said, I haven't even finished with one, never mind another woman. That's what he normally laughs and says because
thank you,
yeah,
mommy. Exactly.
yes, he
Exactly.
says that. He
But
just
man,
laughed that.
but there are
Irene,
some
this thing mommy
women
said
that
there,
keep
this thing mommy
themselves.
said there,
Wait,
it
oh,
just called my
there are some
attention
women
to
that
that
keep
thing I used to
themselves
say.
Sorry,
clean,
what?
tidied, educative, and industrious. There are some women that are
Yeah.
clean, educative, and industrious, and they can cook and they can keep a home. What still happens to that man that like to go outside? What still happens? What can the woman do to that kind of a man that she's 100% a good wife? In
Mm,
all ramifications, she's a good wife. She doesn't nag. She's clean, beautiful, polished, poised,
mm,
keeping her children clean and
well,
healthy. Our home is neat and sweet.
Yeah.
What still makes those men to go out?
mm. Ah, do you know? Because if any woman is doing, as you say, everything they should do, and not a case of you have a quarrel with your husband and you're like facing the other wall, don't touch me, and all the rest of it, and the woman is not doing all that, and the woman still have the man still goes out there, maybe that's something again, some men. Because I don't like all this idea saying, "Oh, men are promiscuous in nature." It's not how they are. No, it's not how they are. I know that some men, before they got married, they had so many relationships and everything. So,
Girlfriends.
yes,
Yeah.
girlfriends and stuff like that. So it's in them to do things like that. So they can't even help themselves. So what I would say in that situation, once you're doing everything that you are supposed to be doing, sit down, please talk. Don't just let it go. Sit down, sit him down and say, is there anything, provided you have your facts, you are very correct that he's doing these things outside. Say to him, whatever name you call each other, you talk, maybe when you have made that lovely meal, you just say to him, I've noticed that you're doing this and doing that. Is there anything you need from me that you are not actually getting? Because to be quite honest, some men will say you can't be eating okra soup all the time. You can't be eating egusi soup.
Eh,
Waiting. The same thing, same 1 and 1 pence. There's nothing there, and it cannot be. As the way my husband describes it, that it makes him sure that a man will just go and be doing it. Because when you do that with any woman or any man, you are united. That kind of intimacy is just something that you do anyhow with anybody, according to the Bible.
Thank you.
It's very
yes.
wrong. How do you even feel? How do you
Yes.
even feel coming back again to the house to that your wife who has just been there? And so some women will say, "Oh, if he starts, I will do my own." When I hear women say that,
Disgusting.
I'm like, that's disgusting. What are you talking about? Well, if he's doing that, I'll do my own. Do your own what? Is that how to
Do
solve
what?
the problem? Is that how to solve the
Abio.
problem? Be on
Thank you.
your
God
knee.
bless you.
Yeah, be on your knee. Be kind. Use kind words. Ask him questions. Effective communication. Ask him. If the man is very honest with you, he will actually tell you. You may think that you're doing everything. Oh, I'm clean. I'm doing this and that. Actually, Sit him down. Don't assume or don't start trailing him his phone. My husband the other day left his phone at home and went to somewhere. His phone was where it was until he came back. What have I got to do with his phone for? Some men will not forget their phone. They've gone 5-10 miles away. They'll come back quickly to get their phone because the wife or the woman or vice versa will look at the phone. No. So talk to the person, ask them, honestly, try this. Let the person, the woman, try that. You're doing everything. You're keeping yourself. You are just making sure that anytime, that's unless you both agree not to be together in that fashion, that you're free and he is free, and you'll just do whatever you need to do as husband and wife, and that what other things? Yeah, every other thing that you should be doing, you're doing, and he still leaves you to go after other women.
And go outside.
It's either there's something wrong with him, or there's something that he needs to tell you. Sit him down, have honest discussion. Don't shout. Maybe just yeah.
I have one more question I want to ask.
There must be something he will tell you that you don't even know.
Okay. Is it okay to pray? Is it okay to pray for a cheating spouse? Because I don't believe in praying for a cheating spouse. I'm asking for someone. Is it okay to pray for a cheating spouse?
When you say okay to... So hold on, let me get it right. When you mean pray for the cheating spouse, that is praying for him to stop cheating.
Yes.
Is that what you mean? Or praying for him as your spouse to stop cheating?
No, it's not. No. It's for there is prayer for your spouse to be well and good and okay financially and everything and long life. Now, it's the cheating part I'm talking about. A friend of mine asked me, is it okay? She's asking me to ask now. That is it okay for the to pray for a cheating spouse, whether the woman or whether the man? Is it okay to pray for a cheating spouse in general, in terms of cheating?
Okay, sorry. So the prayer is like, God, please help my husband or my wife not to cheat. If you want to hear, is that what you mean? No.
Yes.
No. That is a wrong. That is wrong prayer. Nothing will be. Do you know what? You can pray that kind of prayer for 100 years and God will not answer. Quote me. What kind of prayer is that? My husband, very soon he will go out again to meet one of his chastity. God, please, I'm praying for my husband not to do that. Come on. No. That kind of prayer is not going to be answered. Because I did a video which I'm going to upload shortly. It's saying subconscious and conscious mind. We are human beings. We have conscious mind, we have subconscious mind. What he's doing for him to start going out there, to start doing this on you, he knows what he's doing. So what kind of prayer is that? God has given us that mind, our mind. Oh, come on. No, please. Such prayer, you can pray for your spouse as my spouse, God, and pray around that. But for praying for him to stop, no, you have to pray for God to open his eyes to know that what he's doing is wrong, that God, the Bible condemns this, things like that, that God will open his eyes to see these things, to know, to have a remorse, to say to himself, when you go and knock on that person's door, that other woman's door, and you are entering the bed with that woman, that God will speak to him even then to say, what you're doing is wrong, stop it, and go back to your wife. But to be praying for him, God, please, don't let my husband cheat. No.
That's exactly what the
prayer.
No, mommy, what I'm trying to understand is this. Now, you are in a relationship and suddenly the man changes.
Yeah.
Now, we know that sometimes these things are spiritual bondage.
Yeah.
We know sometimes it could be a woman who has chosen to punish the family in terms of maybe she sees something in the man and the man is not giving her that attention. In jealousy of the other woman. It has happened between wives' friends. It has happened between husbands' friends' wives. So when we talk about prayer is making a request, it's a communication to God, who is the Almighty, who can change anything.
Yes.
Now, when we say pray, when you say, God, do not allow my husband to cheat, that's wrong. That's not a
No,
prayer.
it's not a prayer.
But when you say, God, open his eyes to see,
Yes, yes, yes,
let him know his where he's coming from.
yes,
That is exactly what we call prayer for your
yes,
husband. Because if you
yes,
don't pray, a lot of women don't know that they are the home builders.
yeah,
A lot of women don't know that the condition in their house is created according to the attitude they create in that house.
yeah,
Most of the time, according to our African, do I put tradition or culture? Most of the time, it's the man that is out there working. Now, when he comes back home, he expects this open arm that, okay, he has done something that will make the family meets a woman who is telling him, now only this one you bring come, all your mates, then they do so. Now, that kind of man expecting an open arm because he has tried his best out there, now he takes reaction because there's no reaction without an action. So when that kind of thing happens, what do you think is the right solution to that kind of thing? Now the guy has gone out and come back in, but the woman at the house, because I want to get clarification that it's the woman that creates whatever happens inside that house. Because
It's
women,
not.
a lot of women don't know the power that they have. A lot of women
mm,
don't know the power that they
It's not.
have in
Me,
order
I
to
will not
make
agree
and
with this
destroy.
particular one. It's not. It's not.
um,
Okay,
Oh, it's not.
I, I,
It's not. Me, I will not
okay.
agree. It's not.
But if you look at it from the angle I'm coming from, it's a
I
mhm,
want to
storyline.
say
Oh, check the
something, mommy.
context.
Mommy, please. I have one thing. I have one policy I use in my home. Both of us
Okay.
know what we wanted before we entered into this marriage. We knew we want to build a perfect home for our kids. So we have a goal.
absolutely.
So our belief is I work, you work, we work together morally and in discipline and family values. So we build the home together. I am not the only home builder. He too is a home builder. I used to tell my husband that if you see me going the wrong way, please realize that I am not normal. Oh, my wife, you need to come back. You need to come back to me. This is not my wife. And it will say, please always keep me in check. That is what he always tells me. Please always keep me in check in any form. If I default anyway, please bring me back. That is we building our homes together, not me being alone to stand alone to build a home. No, we build the home together. Let us carry the bags of cement together and build the home. I will not be the only
Now,
one building the home.
I,
Why you go and be defaulting? No.
I agree with you, although the context that under which Anthony family is talking about is that we women, but there's a way God has made us, and that's what God instilled in us as women. We men may think that they heard this and that, but women are quite powerful in a different way. So the way I totally agree with you. It's two of us are building that home, not me you saying, oh, you would go and do what you want to do. Then you come back and the wife, because she's a builder, because she's one that is holding helping to make sure that the home does not fall apart. She has to take it. And then next time the man will do it again because he knows that the wife will come back to the wife and maybe won't even apologize, won't even do anything, but it's just a case
Yes.
of lording it over her. No. That's not, I don't agree with that as well. I think men and women is a partnership that we are in, and everybody will use their sense. And as you said,
Yes.
we thought you will know what you are going into. It's not something, for example, when I went into this marriage 38 years ago, I didn't say, oh, I'm going in there for 1 year vacation, I'll be coming back to my parents. No, we died there. So if it's left just for the woman because yes, she's an organizer, she's this, she will understand this and that. There's a limit to that understanding. Sometimes our shoulder will start breaking because of that kind of leaning on that shoulder all the time and trying to say this, okay, we forgive, we make it all, it's okay. And then next time, the same thing happening again. So please, no, that should not be encouraged. And husband and wife should know that building a home is for both of them. The children, especially when there's children in that house. I know a particular couple where this man does not care about bringing anything or doing anything. The wife is very hardworking, doing everything. Each time that the children needs anything from him, he will say, go and ask your mother. And he's got children, sons and daughters. What example are you showing them for future, for growing up, for how to handle their own home? Because these children, no matter their age, they're so clever, especially these days. They get it, they understand, they see, they watch what you do. So no, it has to be both parties really have to support each other and make sure that things are okay at home and that things are sealed. Seal it. Before it gets to third party, it has to be something that you have actually talked through, you have discussed it, you have had honest discussion, not shouting, remember? Because some people don't know how to talk. It's just everything is shouting.
Yes.
And when you shout at somebody, the next reaction will be for the person to shout back, before they start even thinking of anything. So if we can just try not to shout and try and talk in love, no matter how hard, how bad that man is, he or that woman is, I don't know. But if everything fails, then be on your knees. God will do the rest. We can only do the possible, and God will do the impossible. And the possible is for us to do this honest communication, do what we've got to do as husband and wife in the home, do everything within our power to do our best. And if it fails, and these things I just mentioned are the possible, then the impossible will go on our knees. And it has happened in my life, and God does come forth.
Yes.
All right, mommy, thank you very much. One last question because I need to go and do some other things. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. Thank you, Simply Love, for letting me meet this wonderful mommy. God bless you so much, ma, with more wisdom and understanding. The Lord strengthen you
Amen.
more and more and more and more. Of you, your family, your children, and generations to come, in the name that above every other name, the name of Jesus, you are blessed in Jesus' name. All right, mommy, one last thing. There was this topic that came up on a stream where people were talking about this cheating. The topic was cheating. Now, it turned out to be that the majority on the stream were women, and the topic turned to men cheat more than women. Now, I got into that stream and was trying to make them understand that the cheating thing is on both sides. But there was most. And somebody just said it now, that it is in the blood of men to cheat. And I said, okay, if these men are cheating, who do they cheat with? They don't cheat with animals. They cheat with women.
No, they cheat with stones.
So
they cheat with stones.
Why do sometimes women, not all women actually, some women don't have the understanding that the cheating is on both sides. I don't know if from your experience, people you've counseled, I'm very sure you must have come across this cheating case. What clarification can you give us from that cheating thing?
Right. From my experience, I think it's because of where men are formed, their anatomy. I think that's why it looks like they can't hold themselves sometimes. Women also, I don't like this word cheat, but let's go for cheat today. Women also commit adultery. Because once you are married and these things are happening, let's call it adultery and infidelity. Let it be stronger than this cheating. You can just cheat me. When we are playing game, you cheat me, I cheat you. No, it's so simple. Honestly, so simple. That's why I want to use the word infidelity and adultery. Yeah. Women do that as well. I've been in a situation, we have handled a case, yes, where actually the woman is the problem, because she cannot just hold herself and give excuses about the man, that he doesn't do this, he doesn't satisfy me, he doesn't. I'm like, you're married, you've had 3 children, for God's sake. Was he not the father of those children? He was. And what is the problem now? If there's anything that you think may help him, research and maybe start feeding him with that, or start doing other things to help him. So yes, it's not just peculiar to men, my brother, but majority of the time, unfortunately, because of the way men are made, it's mainly men that does these things. Sometimes women do it and they can hide it without the man or anybody knowing. But sometimes, because of the men go to women, and sometimes it's the women that they go to will actually come and use it against the wife. You say you have husband, there's one we handled. It was the woman that now come and bragging to the wife. You say you have a husband. Where was he last night, or where was he last week? Now this is a home breaker. So it's the one.
Yes.
So, but when women do these things, the men that they did it with will not come and be saying what this woman said. And so nobody may even know that the woman is
Correct.
doing it. Yes.
Yes.
But that's why it looks like it's always the man, because the way the society is, the way we women are, the woman, no shame at all. You're telling a fellow woman, where was your husband 2 nights ago? So you knew that he was a married man. What are you doing? What were you doing with that man? If the man has lost his senses, tell him, excuse me, you're married, go back to your wife. If we can all have our common senses and be helping each other, because maybe that man needed help from that woman or woman that is going to talk sense into him and stop these things. But unfortunately, the society, the whole world is in a mess that people don't even see what is wrong as what is wrong. And it burdens me when people use the word, oh, it's only sex. No, it's not only sex, because
It's
this is what, no, it's not only. People say this and it bothers me. It's very deep. This is 2 people uniting together, getting into somebody is very intimate, and it's not only this. So the whole, I don't even know the answer to this. Yes, it's more towards men, but it doesn't mean that women don't do that as well. And it still boils down to communication. It doesn't just start. A man does not just start going out today. It's something that has been going on. There might be signs, there might be things he might be saying or behaving. And then try and communicate, try and find out, why are you suddenly being withdrawn? Why are you suddenly start hiding your phone? Why are you suddenly, you can't even leave your phone to go to the bathroom? You have to go with your phone. What's going on? Don't start snooping around at his phone when he's not there, but ask him that question and then talk. It can be hard sometimes, because I know, because of the type of marriage I've had, I have not had much experience in this thing, but what I'm telling you is mainly from other people and what we have advised and have worked for most people. But it doesn't work for everyone, because some people are so in fact, the way they were brought up to know that you are a man and it doesn't matter, you can do what you like, but remember, you are a woman. It's not everything that the man does that you do. It's not every time that the man says that you have to answer. And we are made to be under that influence that some women, they want to rebel. Some women rebel, especially when they come to abroad like this. They think like, we're no more in Nigeria and we're no more in Africa. They want to rebel because the way they have been cocooned, bringing us up and our culture. But it doesn't make it any better. A lot of homes are in tatters. A lot of homes are in a mess, both here and in Nigeria, because even Nigerian women are learning now. They think they are learning, but to me, it's destroying. Homes are being destroyed. And the people I feel so sorry for are the children. When there are children involved, if you judge the couple, like this young woman, I have 2 babies I feel for. Never mind what's going on with her. I don't know. We are 2 adults that got married. But these children did not ask to be brought into this world, and they should not be caught up in this rat race. It's not good. So we can just all do better. I don't know how else to even answer this, but we can all just do better. Men or women cheat, do this thing, men do. But it's just because of the way we are, it tends to be like the one that the man is doing that we see and hear more, because the woman
Yes.
that they've done these things with will be the whistleblowers. They'll be the one telling everybody what's gone on, and the woman, her own will
Even
just
a
be
best
chilled.
friend, even a best friend
Yes,
can escalate the problem. A best friend that sees the
exactly,
man will
Yes.
bring it to the woman's notice. I want to ask a
exactly.
question.
Yeah.
I have a
And
question to
what are they
ask.
planning? What are they planning? What do they want to achieve? Destroying the home. Especially when they're not
Yes.
happy
Yeah,
in their own
exactly.
homes or whatever. Or maybe they're already divorced themselves. They think, why will you be happy? Destroying homes. And people don't
Mm-hmm.
get it. People think that they're their friends.
Yes.
People think that they have to follow. They just want you to be in that
Yes.
situation that they are in. They're not happy, but they don't want to be there on their own. That's why we have to apply common sense and
Wisdom.
also go
Yes.
back to basics, which is the word of God. How do we do this? And effective communication would do a great deal. And
Yeah.
prayer.
So I have a question to ask, ma'am.
Yeah.
When is it okay? When is it okay for a third party in a marriage? Because women, women there are some women that maybe during the early stage of their relationship there was nothing like good communication
Yeah.
between she and her husband. So on the long run, on the marriage now, the communication is not still there. And then there are some things that she's seeing now she would have loved to change. And then she seeks for advice from a pastor or a best friend. What I want to know is it okay for a third party in that kind of situation?
Um, yes and no, because from what I just said to you about the ones we are dealing with, we are third parties, myself and my husband, aren't we? We are third parties. So when it's okay and it's not okay. It's not okay if the spouse, the husband and wife concerned, or the partners concerned, have not actually sat down to talk about these things and give it time. It's not 1 year into a marriage, 2 years. You think, oh, everything is not understand. No, no, no. Give yourselves time, talk things through. No, remember that day that you said I do. All those things that were listed before you said I do, always reflect on them. After you've done all that, and still nothing is changing, nothing is moving, and then before you know it, children starts coming, and it makes things worse. And that's another thing. Some women, they can't wait to start having children. Once they start having children, the man I used to be, they just face their children, and that's why some marriages are breaking up after 25 years, 30 years of marriage, because they use the children to come as a cover up. The woman is concentrating on the children, forgetting about the man. The man is seeking solace somewhere else from another woman, and all this, and the children. And when the children leaves and grows up like we are, just myself and my husband now, that's when according to ndị Igbo, So when this thing happens, then everything will be in the open, and you cannot help.
Oh.
So in answer to your question, there's no really, if possible, let third party not come in, because in my own family, my own marriage now, for this how many years, has never been a third party, not even my, because I know I lost my mom early, and we use our senior sister as a mom. Not even my senior sister would sit and call her to tell her anything, because my husband actually prepared for marriage. I did not. I'm lucky that he did. He read books. He was prepared. He was ready. It helped me. He knew what is going. Somebody said,
Simply
somebody
love.
said, this your yeah. Yes, because he was prepared. So that actually helped me, because he knew what he wanted. So we are each other's third party. But yes, third parties are okay, because I say, when people come to us, we are third parties. But the difference between them coming to us and maybe others, so-called either their pastors or their friends or whatever, is that whatever they tell us will not be repeated. Nowhere. Nobody will hear it. We advise them, we pray with them, and then we can catch up with them. How are things now? Are you applying this thing we talked about? How is it working for you? And that's it. So that's the difference about third party. So it depends. Third party can come in after you have tried and it's not helping, and you think, do you know what? We are just running around and around the circle here. We need to get somebody involved. But please, I use a very capital please regarding this third party issue. mind who you speak to. Don't say because, again,
Yes.
if anybody's a pastor here, don't come for me. Don't say because he's my pastor. Some pastors' marriage are in a mess. So what have they got to tell you
For
about marriage?
real.
So you may not
For
be a pastor, you may be
real.
somebody else who is more, experienced. You have watched them, you have seen the type of people they are. You know that what you say will not be used at the pulpit next Sunday. You know that what you said will not be used for their program and next seminar. And then, yes, you can trust that person and go to them and explain and be truthful. When you seek third party, please be honest. That's another thing I've come across where people will come to you and they're not honest. They're not saying the truth. And then in front of you there, husband and wife will be saying, you see, what you're saying is not the truth. You are lying. That's how you lie. You're a foolish woman. You're a stupid woman. That's how you lie. In front of us, so they'll start abusing each other. And you just be like this, looking at them. You just see that. So you come to us and you don't even respect that you're here with us
The
and
people
you
that
just
you came
start.
to.
No respect. They start, but they can't help themselves. Again, we do not hold it against them because they know no better. They stand there to punish
Exactly.
others and they're telling lies. So please, when you go to seek such third party, make sure you are very honest. If it's the one you're doing, please own up. That's the only way that marriage or that problem can be solved. Or that's the only way you can be helped. Be honest. Don't be ashamed about anything. Yes. If you have decided to come to that third party, be open. Provided, as I said, please, with capital P, make sure that that third party is somebody you trust. You have watched them and not, just seen and people have testified. Those people just go. This our friend that I said that went to prison eventually. He was going to police station and for 1 year he confided in myself and my husband. He came to our house and told us what was going on. My husband told him off immediately and said, why did you do this? But we can't just condemn him. We started helping him and counseling him, but it was too late. He eventually went in for 7 good
Oh,
years.
7 years.
So
Oh,
at the
Wasted
wow.
time,
years.
people in our home town meeting knew that actually Dr. Zirim and the wife knew about this issue for 1 year. They dubbed their cap for us that these people and nobody heard it. Why will I tell anybody else? Yeah, by the way, my husband is a
Wow.
PhD holder, so they all call him Dr. Zrim, because he's got a PhD. But my husband, even
Wow.
with his qualification, he doesn't even like anybody. His first name is Hubert. He just want Hubert or Chidi. He just wants you to call him Hubert or Chidi. He said that all these
Wow.
qualifications, I'm not going anywhere with them. None of my children will take my qualification when I pass. Because he's sick
Yes.
and tired of these people. When you go to function, you don't put doctor, you don't put a counselor, you don't put this one, you don't put that one. They will not get up from their seat. What is that all about?
Yes.
Vanity. Vanity. Honestly.
All right,
Yeah.
Oh
mommy.
my
Mommy,
goodness.
there's
Yes.
this thing, There's this thing which I think from my own view, I think I notice as a fault. Now, when there are certain women who go into a marriage
Yeah.
because of the things they see, the things they hope to be gaining all through the life, not even considering if it will be possible to endure the character or the attitude of the person. Now, sometimes from the beginning, they think the person will change. It's because he's a bachelor
Mhm.
now. That's why he's doing like that. Once he gets
Yeah.
married now, everything will change and all that. So
Yeah.
that's why we see some people turn out to be this, what's this statement? They say baby mamas or something like that. Then eventually they will leave the man, or the man would leave them due to when the man discovers that, so thing is not okay with them, or the woman discovers that no, I cannot control this man, or the man is not treating me the way I expected. So I think sometimes it's always from the roots. There are these signs people are supposed to take notes. It doesn't just happen before the man goes out to cheat or the woman goes out to cheat. These things are noticeable. Some will say it's cheating because we are not married yet. Once we get married now, it will stop.
Mm-mm.
And a lot of them make that mistake.
Yeah.
So just in case, I believe a lot of people are watching this and they will do the rewatch of this video. Please and please watch out for the signs, because
Yes.
there are signs. It doesn't just happen. There is no way corn will grow without you planting that seed.
Mm-hmm.
There
Yeah.
is no way. It
Yeah.
started somewhere. So if you
Yeah.
can trace it back to where it started, it is only when you uproot a
Okay,
thing
guys, I'll
that
be
you have
leaving now.
killed it. But if you cut it at the middle, it will still grow back up. So
Yeah.
when you want to treat situations, always go back to the root. Like I always tell some people, I used to tell them, see, when I'm referring to a thing, I refer to the original intention of that creation.
Yes.
It's just like somebody telling me, um, somebody saying, um, sugar is bad. Sugar is not bad. Sugar is only bad when there's excess of that sugar because you have gone cross the level you were supposed to. You understand? Now, the original intention for creating sugar was to sweeten and give you joy when you're eating a thing, comfortability. But some people will tell you, no, you can't, don't take sugar at all. Don't take sugar at all. Don't take sugar at all. You understand that kind of thing. So I always refer people to the original intention because people now understand a different thing as their own reality now.
Mm.
The reality people call now is what science and things that people have created and built in what they have read and all those things. Now they now delete what God has prepared for us in the word of God. You understand? They now start
Yeah.
contesting against
Okay,
that
guys, I
one.
have to go now.
Okay.
So
Thank
thank
you
you so
so
much,
much,
ma.
Irene. Thank you
I'm
for your
connected to
input.
you
Thank
already.
you.
Okay, I'm going to
Thank
be
you so
rushing now.
much,
Bye,
ma. God bless you, ma.
Renia, by now.
Okay, my dear. Bye bye.
So
All
nice
right.
meeting
Thank
you,
you so
ma.
much, ma.
I really
God bless you,
appreciate
ma.
your.
God bless you, ma.
I really
Thank you
appreciate
so much.
your values
Simply
in.
love.
I really
Simply love.
appreciate your
Thank
values
you.
in marriage, and I see most of the things I believe in all what you've really given out this afternoon. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm
Thank
very
you so
glad to
much.
meet. Let me say a like mind. Let me put it that way. I'm very glad to meet a like mind like me. I see myself like this in your age, having the same like mind. I'm very appreciative
Yes.
of of having to meet you. It's a very big privilege for me. That's what
You're very
I would say.
welcome. You too.
Okay,
Same
thank you
here.
very
Same
much,
here.
ma.
Thank you.
If you
Okay,
don't
my
want
dear.
to go and connect.
Yes,
I have
so
a,
I really
connect,
it's
connect.
amazing.
I have a premiere at 5 o'clock in less than 2 hours.
Yes, I've
I
seen
have a
it. Yes,
premiere.
I've seen it, man.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so
no
much,
problem.
man. God
All
bless
right.
you.
Thank you
God
so
bless
much.
you.
I
You're a
enjoy. I don't know
blessing,
whether
man.
I'm connected with you. Okay, I'll check. Yeah, so
Okay.
what
All
you are
right. Thank you, man.
saying, Anthony's family, about people thinking that, oh, they're doing this when they are cutting or when they're just, and they think that, oh, once we get married, he will stop or she will stop. No, you have to start that time to actually decide, is it something, because most of the people that are doing these things in marriage actually started when they were courting. They started looking at other women that are with you, the next minute they're with somebody else, and they are telling you loads of lies where they've been and where they're going. That's a red flag. You don't even want to say, oh, because we are not yet married. No, 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 no. That's when to start talking about these things. And if the person continues, then you're not going to change the person. They're going to change the person. That's in their blood. That's how they are. Some people, some of these things, some men, some women cannot actually help themselves. Only grace of God. That's why they have to pray. If they really have faith, to pray for this thing, pray for themselves, and not somebody praying for you so that you don't commit adultery. You have to really, from your heart, decide that this is not right. I'm now married. Maybe I used to do these things when I was with my girlfriend, and we are just cutting now that we are getting married. Enough of this. Most men do that. They just stop. That we're not, even when those exes, whatever they call them, come, they say, no, I'm married now. So please, just be firm. Because women, once they start throwing themselves at you, because of the men's anatomy, men can easily fall. So the best thing is not to be in that situation in the first place. Once you are committed to somebody and you're going to say, I do to that person, before that I do happens, start cutting off those nonsense and stick with that person that you've committed to, and then walk and work with that person and communicate and share everything and talk about everything that needs to be talked. It's not everything that you have to tell everybody. All the fundamental things, obviously discuss them, but just make sure that nothing that is necessary for the other spouse to know is hidden, and that you don't live a life that is not, you live one life when you are with her or him, and then you live a different life when they are not around. No. That marriage cannot function like that. That's part of the reasons for so many breaking in marriage. People will say, I never saw this side of her. I never saw this side of him, because they hid those things. No, we have to be very transparent. 110% transparency is needed for any marriage to, work. And with prayer, honestly, prayer can change so many things, has changed so many things in my own life as well. So that's why I keep talking about prayer. But we cannot just pray about, it's not everything is pray. People say, oh, I'll pray for you, or we are praying about that. For example, so somebody needs to have to be a peaceful person, to have joy, to have, the 9 fruits. You start praying for the 9 fruits. No, that's not, that prayer is wrong. Peace and joy, you have to welcome. God has given us all these things. You have to attract them into your life. You don't pray for peace. You don't pray for joy. You don't pray for, that's why I'm doing this happiness series. I don't come and start praying for God, make me to be happy today. You have to, He's giving us all these things just for us to utilize them. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ma. Just like there's this understanding I have that God does not come and help you do what you can do. God does only the impossibles.
Exactly.
What you can do for yourself. God would not. God has given you sense and brain to be able to do things for yourself. It is only what is beyond you that God comes in and does it for you.
Before. Yeah, we do the possible and God will do the impossible. Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma. I hardly stay long on the streams like this, but
I didn't know I'll stay this long myself, because I thought, but it's getting really interesting, and questions we are coming.
I won't lie to you. This thing is so important, so important.
They're asking you to read.
Auntie Simply.
Uju is here.
Sorry.
I mean, my speaker to read comments.
I've not been reading the comment out.
Oh.
I think is it better now, the speaker?
No, it's still making noise.
Okay.
Yeah, you can marry and not,
Sister,
and not even love them. You can love someone and marry another. I don't know about that one. There are some comments here. Pat is right. What did Pat say? Yeah. Some people's greatest achievement in life. So I don't know what Uju, welcome to the house. I didn't know you're here. Okay. If you're not happy, go find happiness, and you not go find a man. It's
let me ask you this question. When is the best place? Where is the best place to oppose your husband? Maybe you both are outside. He's saying something that you don't agree with. I don't know. Are you going to oppose him right in that place, or you just going to keep and you get home?
You have to wait.
The decision is going to be taken in that place. So how do you advise us to handle the situation?
Okay. When you mean decision to be taken, is it something like, oh, there's something that needs to be agreed with both of you, and he is taking the decision, or without you? Again, it depends on how you both have been working. As I said to you before, such things, there are things that will be said. My husband in front of them will say, "Mine, what do you think?" Sometimes it's not weakness. It's the fact that he thinks that I can actually make a suggestion to that. He will ask me, what do I think? If he's making a decision, then that decision must be something he thinks that already I will agree with. It will be okay. But if it's something to do with, oh, maybe the amount of money to be donated in that function or to do that thing, we talk about it because we always sit together, and then he'll make the decision. But if it's just him out of the blue standing up to make a decision about something that might embarrass me, I still will not react there. I still will not, because it will be more embarrassing to do it that way. I will leave him then to make that decision. Maybe when we now on our way home or when we go home, I'm now see, why did you, that thing, I was shocked that you made that decision. We didn't even talk in love, or not shouting at him, and it's like, you have made that decision. You have promised them that thing. Oh yeah, no, go and see how you're going to pay that. Or go and see how you're going to do that, and start abusing the person. No, because sometimes men do these things and they think he's being a man. I'm a man here. People are called to be making donations or to be saying something. Why will I not say? Why will I have to consult you before I say? But if it's going to be a problem, for that, just leave him to make that decision. And then, but please never ever correct him in the public, or no matter how big that decision he's making is, provided nobody will die. The only place when I will stand up and say, if it's going to involve somebody's life, I won't even wait. But I don't think it will come to that. So whatever it is, best is to wait, because the way you present each other out there will determine how people take you and respect you, vice versa. If you are the type that will just come and talk, say to your husband, he's talking, you say, hey, because what is that? Why are you doing that? Any other person can just talk to him anyhow, anytime, and you cannot say anything. And I say to you that I'm very, very protective of my husband, that I respect him a lot. He respects me a lot. So if I can come and start addressing him like that in the public, others will just do the same. And I will not have any mouth to say to them, why are you speaking to him like that? So
yes, that's very correct. So, mommy, I said something earlier. I don't know if you were there when I said that thing, and I'm this kind of person who does research and always like to know more. So forgive me that I'm bringing up these questions even when I said my last question. Yeah, I still just want to know more, because I have certain kind of people around me who come ask questions from me. So there was this thing I said in the beginning, that a family is in this kind of setting. Now, there is an approval, there is an acceptance, then there is the happiness. Now, the approvals mostly comes from the man who is the head of the family. Acceptance mostly comes from the wife who is the supporter, while the happiness now goes to the whole family, which comes from the children as well. So I don't know if that can be embroidered or can be widened.
Right. You said approval from the man, acceptance from the woman, and then the happiness. Right. That's interesting. That's interesting. It really depends on what the man is approving. Because it depends on what the man is approving. Yes, he's the head of the house, but we are neck supporting them. So if he's approving something that may be detrimental to the family or to that relationship, I will not accept. So again, that's when it has to be discussed, something that has to be discussed, or that you don't need to give your opinion or approve immediately. Always always discuss it with your wife. That's why we are there as a supporter, because sometimes, as I said to you, my husband is 7 years older, but there are things, the way I'll say it, he'll look at me and think, I never thought of it that way. Because women have that different sense, and men have that different sense. And if you have to say, I'm a man, I've already approved that, you accept it. So it depends on what we are approving and what we are accepting here. So if it's something that needs to be talked about, because two of you are one, if you're going to approve something that is going to be detrimental to yourself or to me or to us as family, there won't be happiness. So I will not accept it. And it's not even good in the first place for you to approve it. So this is a broad question. It really depends on what we are approving and what we are accepting.
Okay, mommy, let me make it wider. Now, what I'm saying about the approval is, like, the husband, maybe the wife brings a suggestion, you understand, she doesn't just go and make the decision. Now she brings it to the husband, they rub minds together, but she cannot go and make that decision if there is no acceptance coming from her and approval coming from the man. That's both of them contributing. now linking to the children, because if the man and the woman accept and approve something that is beneficial to the family, definitely the children will enjoy happiness. That's the illustration I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yes.
So what you're saying is that for that approval, the man would have brought it to the wife for them to obviously discuss as husband and wife. And see if she's going to accept it. Okay. That's now you're talking. Yes, if it's going to be brought to me, let me use myself as an example. My husband comes, has something, and then he comes to me and say, "Oh, mine," because what we call each other, like, this is what I'm thinking. I'm this, that. And I'm like, some of the things he approves or some of the things I accept, I don't even fully understand. But because I trust him that he will take a good decision, I sometimes I even accept. And he'll say to me, "Yes, we're going to sign this form for that thing." That I say, "Where do I sign?" I'll sign. I do that often. Why? Because I have 110% trust in him that he's not asking me to sign something that will cause me problem tomorrow. Most of the things to do with some of the properties we have, even though it's not two names, when things like that come, he will ask me to sign, but he understands them. Oh dear. He understands them.
All right, man.
So when it comes to that kind of approval, he will talk to me about it. And I may not fully understand it. So again, it depends on who you live in the house with and what has been going on over the years. Have you accepted something to your own detriment before? Or has he approved something that you said to yourself, "Oh my God, this was not properly properly discussed. And why did you approve it?" So if he comes and talks to you about it and you understand, or in any case, in my case, sometimes I may not fully understand, but he understood. And because I trusted him very much that he will not make any mistake, I'll just assign and accept. So it depends, to be quite honest with you, it depends on the couple and it depends on understanding and what has happened in the past. Has there been any major decision that he approved, which you accepted, and he led you to somewhere? Or if you haven't even accepted anything before, is it somebody that you actually trust? If it's to do with money or to do with anything, is it anything I trust that I can approve this or accept this and it will bring happiness in our home because I want our children and ourselves to be happy? So I would say it depends. Yeah, it depends.
All right. Thank you very much, ma. God bless you so much, ma. All right.
Okay.
All right, ma.
Okay.
I'll be taking my leave now. So God bless you, ma. I'll still speak with you very soon.
This life, I joined this life 3 hours. I can't believe this. Or is it when it started? My God, it's been this is the longest I've been at. So even on my own live stream, I don't stay this long here, but it's good. It's good that we covered quite a number of things today. So I think I'll be rounding it off here so I can get ready for my premiere. Can still go one or two things to do before 5, which is the premiere time. Yeah.
Okay, ma. In a nutshell, how will you define marriage?
Maybe you were not here when I started. I did actually give a brief description of marriage from the without saying how I understand it, but how marriage should actually be described in that sense is that it's a formal union. It's a union. And it's a social and legal contract between two individuals. That's why it has to be two. All this idea of going to somebody else and going to somebody else, that's 3 individuals now. There's no more 2. So it's a formal, very, very formal union and social and legal contract between 2 individuals that unite themselves in law. Nice legally, economically, and emotionally. That emotional side of it means that you are actually, that's what marriage is all about. So when people understand the full meaning of marriage, all this infidelity and side chick or whatever shouldn't be happening. You should be able to connect with that person that you're married to. Live together with that person you're married to. Whatever, if it's aku, no, unanata, and be happy.
Exactly.
That's what marriage is all about,
I saw, it was today I saw this write-up. The person wrote, why is it that the marriage of the uneducated people lasts longer than the marriage of the educated ones? Because these days, seeing on social media is divorce, 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 divorce. I cannot continue again. I'm not doing again. And these
Mm.
people are educated.
Yeah, yeah. I think too much social media and too much knowledge, is causing problem as well. Again, knowledge and education, all very, very important. But I still go back to the basics that if we fully understand why we are getting married and what marriage and family is all about, whether educated or non-educated, it should not make any difference. I think it's our mentality, because here in UK, many years ago, when I used to work in the world, there's this matron, her rank, she's a matron. Her husband, who works in the same hospital, is like a cleaner porter, a porter in that hospital, a cleaner, something like that. Way, way lower. But they're still so much in love. You see them when they finish work, how they hold their hand and go. It doesn't matter, whether you're there or you think the person is down there. So if people fully understand the meaning of marriage, to be quite honest, whether educated or non-educated, you know what marriage means. The man understands his role in the house. The woman understands their own role in the house, and the woman understands that submission is not subjugation. It's not you ordering the person as controlling the person, and so on and so forth. Then it doesn't matter, educated or not educated, things should actually work properly. But we need that understanding of marriage. Yeah.
And some men, they are so rooted in tradition. They cannot do something without saying tradition, tradition. When I mean tradition, they are I don't know. I don't know how to put this word.
Mm.
They are making the wife feel uncomfortable in the marriage because of, I'm a traditional man. I'm a this one. I'm a this one. And most of these people that are just rooted in this, nobody is telling anyone to leave tradition. Every
Yeah.
one of us have tradition, be it white or black. We all have tradition. But some of
Yeah.
them are just so too rooted inside it that they are now making their wife uncomfortable in a marriage. So in such case, I don't know, should the woman embrace it, or I don't know.
Yeah, that's a bit of a difficult one, especially where we come from in our society. It's a case of a woman is just supposed to be seen and not heard. They make decisions and then they'll come and tell you this is the decision and you just have to follow. So I don't know what will change that one in our society. It's just there and it's not right. And
Yes, that
what will change, that's why some people, once they see themselves out of that environment and come abroad, they're like, yes. And then that's when problems start. So that tradition at home is not right. I don't agree with it totally, but it's just how it is. And you know the unfortunate thing, those women, yes, some of them may complain, they're not happy, but some of them are okay because that's what how they were brought up. That's how they saw their own moms behave. And if you even try to say something, I remember one of my sisters, when I went home, the husband is just sitting there, food being passed on the table. They didn't have any maid. She was doing everything, running around him. And then I couldn't help but say something. But she said, "Oh, Biko, this is this is not Obodoyi, but this is how can he come to the kitchen? What will he be doing in the kitchen?" So I think it's being encouraged, and some women, because it's just the way things are back home, people don't even see anything wrong with it. It's not right. But unfortunately, I don't even know what to say about that one, because some women will not even let you talk. They will tell you, because yeah, my husband, because that's not how we live here. So it's a difficult one. I've come to a situation like that where I try to, what they're doing, I can't understand it. I'm like, what is this? Why will you be, two of you just came back from work and you're in the kitchen doing all that, and then you bring that food to the table with water to wash hands? There's no maid in the house. Oh, come on. That is slavery to me. But surprisingly,
exactly.
they're happy doing that. So what can you do? What can you say?
I've seen a man say, during the time of my father, my mother used to put child on her back and be pounding here for my father. How can you tell me to come and help you out in house chores? Is this work? This is not work. My mother did more than that. My mother can put child on her back and carries load on her
That
head.
was his mother. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
then. That was his mother.
we are not seeing this the system of age we are living now is making
Yeah.
some women disgrace. They don't longer
Things
know
have
about.
moved on. Things have moved on. Let me see. What? Sorry. Let me just read because I think there's something here that caught my eye. Okay, Unique Lady P. Yes, you're very late. We have we are rounding up. Well, but welcome to the house. Okay, I was impacting. Thank you so much. There's something Uju said. They quote tradition to suit themselves. Yeah. What kind of stupid tradition?
Exactly. Only
What kind
that
of
place
stupid
that is
tradition?
going to
Where it will
flex them.
suit them? Yeah, where it will suit them. What tradition? What? But as I say, women are not helping in the village. I don't know, but some of them are now opening their eyes a little bit, but they're not helping by saying, "Oh, that's a please." Uju said, Lady P said, I think a lot of these have really changed, especially since the advent of technology, social media, not even helping much. Yeah, it's gone the other way around. To be quite honest, in the village, I think it's still happening to the women in the village, but the other women who are now outside with social media and everything is not helping. Every small thing, they'll bring it to the social media. Social media will not help you. They weren't there when you agreed to marry each other. When you maybe they were there when you had your wedding, but they weren't there when you actually agreed to spend the rest of your life together before you came to do the wedding. But everything you bring to social media, they're not going to help you. They're going to start taking sides. Look at what's going on with that young girl and her babies. People are taking sides. People are saying all sorts of things to her and the husband. Why? Because they brought themselves out and other ones that we have heard over the time. So social media has not helped us at all. Well, in some way it has helped, but in many ways it has not helped. And people bringing out these things, it does not help because it makes things worse. Because people have their favorites, they will always stick with one person, and that doesn't make that marriage to work. It doesn't help that marriage. So it's come two extremes. Those people still in the village, still back ages, who still don't want to know, oh, it's my husband, though. I don't expect him to come to the kitchen. It's okay. I'll serve him on Namuku. They call it in Namuku and so on. Fine. If they want to continue like that and they're not complaining, okay, let them carry on with it. But the other side of it, where people now think they say my eyes don't open, no, that's what they say. My eye don't open, no be before. Especially when they come abroad, that's another different level altogether. People just behave. When I see some of our people, the way they behave here in London, I'm like, is it because we are here? What is going on? Why are you behaving like this? So it's just one extreme to the other, my dear. Yeah. I think okay. Well, the wife is not his mother. Exactly. If you are telling, oh, my mother used to do this, or mother used to, that was your mother. This one is your wife. You're talking about your wife here. That's why you say that the man will leave his mother and his wife and be joined with the wife. So what works for both of you? Forget about what worked for your mother and so on. If there's anything good that works for them that you can pick up. But if there's anything that you think did not work, then drop it and make things work for the century we are living in now for both parties. Okay.
Most of these men, they are just emotionally blackmailers, because they will say, am I beating you? But what they are doing to that to their women is emotionally killing them. But
Of course.
they don't, because of they
Of
are
course.
rooted in the tradition of a thing.
Yeah.
It's like their eyes is close to what they are doing, which is very bad.
I know that you don't beat anybody. Sometimes beating may even be better than some of the emotional trauma, what people say with their mouth to each other. Hey, when you hear some of them, you think, what? Emotional trauma can be more detrimental to one's health because it plays up on in their head, in their minds, and they're linking. He said that I'm this, or he said that I'm that. Am I really? They start questioning themselves. That emotional trauma is even worse sometimes. So, no. Anyway, things about marriage is something that we have to be talking and keep talking because a lot of people have their different ideas. I think I saw comments here from Black Money earlier on, and because you marry don't mean you love them. Some marry to escape poverty. Some of these things mean that people don't actually know the meaning of marriage and why they marry. You're escaping poverty. What if that man you married to just becomes poor tomorrow. So do you run away and go to another man? Is it all about money? Is it all about being rich? So we have to really define and redefine marriage before we even go into it, because there'll be challenges, of course. There'll be challenges, especially when you're raising up children. I can see your child running around you there and everything. So there'll be challenges. Those things, the kids will be kids. You want him to go out, he wants to come back in. That's kids for you. And it's all normal, very normal. So we just have to keep working on our marriages and working on our relationships and keep talking. We cannot just decide and keep giving each other constructive criticism. Criticize each other in love, but not in front of people. Not can have one that we come to a meeting. He came from the house to that meeting with the husband. When the husband stands up in the meeting to say something, that's when the wife, will now start telling him about his belt. Look at how your belt is. He didn't even talk in properly. And trust me now, I always turn around to her and tell her off immediately. I say, you do not say that to your husband. You came from home to him to this meeting, and now that he's talking, you are the one, even the wife, tells him about his belt in front of others. That shows you. I'm not talking about newly married people. These are people who are married about the same year like us. So people just need to, there are so simple things to just tweak around, and we make this marriage to work. But we are so impatient. We just want to look at other people. There's no other people to look at but yourself. Other people we are looking at, they may just be packaging things. They may just be managing, and you don't even know. And you go out there and they'll come back home and start fighting with your spouse because you saw them holding hands, you saw them kissing, you saw him passing food to him in a public meeting when you are left to go and collect your own food yourself. Things like that. Some of them will say, "Amagido wa George, I just name it," so that people will to deceive themselves, not me. So you don't look at any other person, but look at yourself. Work on yourself. Work on your marriage. And then everyone will be happy and counting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to counting 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. Oh, my dear, I need to go. I've got just literally an hour for my premiere, and I need to do one or two things before. I think we have done justice to this. Any other time, you can come from a different angle. You can come from the maybe raising up children. I can now bring my experience of how, obviously, raising up children here, because I raise my children here, actually. So how we it would be a good one to bring up, how we started those days, coming into the country from Nigeria with the way we raise people up and the way we it's an interesting one. I think I've said something about that in my video before. That video is titled 34 Years Old. What has changed? I think that's what it's titled. Yeah, but doing a live stream will be more, because I was only about 10 minutes video, but when you do a live stream, you can bring in other things. So that would be a good one to bring up. Right. Yeah. Sorry?
And also pour out your mind, doing a video.
Yeah, you have to do quick. Yeah, so I've said something like that, but it'd be good to do a live stream regarding bringing up children, because there's challenges with children at the moment. A lot of our young people, unfortunately, are in young offenders unit. Why? Where are parents? What's been going on? I'm not trying to blame parents, but when we talk about children, some of these things will come up. So let's plan another one anytime. Just let me know in advance, because this one was I had to juggle things around my work. I'm going to go back now and finish some of my work before my 5 o'clock premiere, but it's all good. But next time, just give me plenty notice and we can just all I need to know is the topic we're going to discuss. I don't need to know the answer, any question or whatever question is asked. I'll just use my own experience and the experience of people I've dealt with to answer as much as I can. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Just a look, we tell him how you feel. Don't need to talk. Yeah. I think Uju is referring to just look at him. Yeah, sometimes I do that with my husband as well. When he's talking, and he tries to look at me as well from time to time. When he's talking, sometimes he's the one I'm agreeing. I'll use my eyes to do my head like this or do like this, and he will get it. So you can just use your eyes to communicate with it with him in the public, and if he's taking that decision and you think that it's going to be like you're like, there's a way you do your face, and because my husband, he always tries to direct his attention to me when he's talking in the public, because he knows that if I'm happy, from my face, if I'm not agreeing, there's a way I'll do like this. He will think, okay, he will. So it does help us. So learn body language, learn your spouse, learn their body language. Not when they start doing somehow, you think, why are they shaking like that? Because you understand where I'm coming from. When even if I open my eyes wide like this, he will understand what I mean by that. It's like, what are you saying? Yeah, something like that. So that will help as well. So what would you say here is very, very correct. Yeah. Oh God, we have done justice to this. I think Uju has a live stream coming up this evening as well. So it's marriage, isn't it, Uju? It's marriage upon marriage seminar today, and always we have to keep talking about it because we want marriages to work. What gladdens me is when I see marriage people like that Irene J, that she's 10 years in marriage. Uju, I think, is 25. I'm 38. I'm still laughing and smiling. I want marriages to work. It just takes very small thing for it to work. Actually, it doesn't take a lot if we can we understand each other and know what each other wants. And and know what each other likes and don't like, and try. You're not promising anything, but you are trying not to step on each other's toes. Remember, the two has become one. So wherever you call your wife or your husband, you went there and disgrace yourself. You stupid woman. You're talking to yourself because it's you. You are in it together. So we have to watch what we say to our spouses because it comes back to us, because the two have become one. So whatever you say the person is, that's what you are. Absolutely. So I think on this note, I'm going to stop it here. And some of them are genuinely in love. Yes. See, simply love always, sister. Yeah. Yeah, some of them are genuinely in love, but it's just that there's small things that it can just be overlooked. Sometimes overlook things. Do as if you're one-eyed, that you don't see that one. It's not everything that you say. Some of them are still in love, but they can't help themselves than to, anyway, we are all work in progress. Let us keep trying and keep pushing. And then we'll turn back in future. We'll see our marriages as really, and say, thank God that we actually overlooked that thing. Thank God that we actually ignored that thing. Thank God that we didn't always pick and moan and moan and moan. Women don't like moaning. Men don't like moaning. So as I've said to you before about the man who is the one that talks too much, when we are discussing with them, he's the one that will be, and the woman will be there. I don't know, men can talk like this. So it takes two. It can be the man, it can be the woman. So let us work on ourselves and let the other person work on themselves, and then things will happen. Okay, I'm going to go off now.
Yeah? Thank you so much. The noise here is beyond me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think we have done justice today. Another time we can. Yeah, thank you so much, Uju. And I'll make sure I will be at your premiere later. I've got something just before you start your premiere, but I'll do that quickly and I'll connect with you. Try, but don't be foolish. Love can make you do some crazy things. Well, if love makes you do some crazy things, then that's not actually the type of love we are talking about here. If love can make you, maybe, I don't know the crazy thing you mean, but you think, oh, because I love him, oh, because I love her, I'm going to overlook that. I'm going to, oh, he's doing that thing wrong, but yes, because of love, I'll just ignore it. Oh, because of love, I better not say anything. That's not love. So it really depends on the crazy things you mean. But on this note, I'm going to log off. Okay, my dear? And I think everybody's almost gone. There's only 2 people left here. So we've done justice to this today. Yeah?
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Okay, my dear. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sister Uju. Thank you, Black Money, for your contribution. Rosie Kesh, thank you so, so much. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Even when I went away, stop, you're disturbing me. Even when I went to go and pick my keys, thank you so much. Yeah, if we keep talking about marriage, it is an unending topic. The topic cannot end because many people with their different opinion, their different view of marriage. So is a topic that will never end. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Mauju. Yeah, my live stream is usually on marriage. Yeah. Yes, so when you are with the right person, no, because it is worse when you are with somebody that don't agree with you, that don't see anything good in you. All your opinions are just rubbish. It's not nice. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you. Let me log off now because my kids are disturbing. Thank God I started it when they were still in kindergarten. Thank you, Ma Uju. Thank you. And bye, everyone. Bye, bye. Thank you also so much. Bye.